Sophia Gardens.
Oh, to win at home would be incredibly special. The girls, like I said, the girls have worked incredibly hard. We will be really proud to do it today.
All the best. We wish you well.
Thank you very much.
Well, here we go again.
Welcome to the
That is absolutely extraordinary. Crowd going nuts. What a remarkable innings that is.
best in the business.
The most unlikely victory. What a set that is. Oh my word, what a catch. Simply incredible.
Since the first Women's Cricket World Cup was held in England and Wales in 1973, the change in the game has been unrecognisable.
53 years later, the ICC Women's T20 World Cup is back on home soil.
And we're celebrating 53 women whose passion, determination and ambition have shaped the game. The players, the coaches, the umpires and scorers, the groundskeepers, the broadcasters, the sports scientists, the leaders, the volunteers, all the people who make cricket happen.
Women from every background.
Every corner of the game. Women who are leading the way, inspiring the next generation, creating opportunities, and who are making cricket a game for everyone. 53 years, 53 women, and 53 seats at Edgbaston throughout the tournament. At the ground where the 1973 World Cup final was played, and where the world's best will gather again in 2026.
Different stories, different roles. We've got people from umpires to people that run their own charities to people that coach in programmes, people that play, but also a group of 53 women powering other young women and championing cricket for women and girls. It's lovely.
Once you feel the spirit of cricket, you just cannot give it up.
I mean, Lydia, we talk about anticipation when it comes to finals day, and the League 2 Vitality Blast has given us quite the run of action so far.
Definitely, definitely. What a day for cricket. What a day for a culmination of all that hard work during the group stages. To see them here today, that trophy sort of glistening actually with the sun beating down on it. It does give a real sense of anticipation, as you referred to there, Rosa, with both teams ultimately looking to come out victorious here today.
And it will be a new name on that League 2 Vitality Blast trophy. We're only in our second year of the new format, the new structure, Project Darwin as the ECB dubbed it. It was Middlesex who were victorious last year, but it was Gloucestershire who edged them to the final day by just 1 point.
Yeah, 2025 champions, weren't they, in that way? And ultimately, as you say, they're Gloucestershire pipping them to it by just that 1 point, being able to then carry on with what they've done, the success they've had. And to be honest, having seen the Middlesex Glamorgan game, as we said sort of a couple of weeks ago, the expectation would be that Glamorgan would have been the worthy winners over Middlesex at a much, hopefully, tighter fought game here today between Gloucestershire and Glamorgan.
It should be a really closely contested battle. We talk about Middlesex not quite getting there, but it's so healthy for the competition of Tier 2 cricket that we've got 3 teams, 2 of which have never been in the finals day, the third who got knocked out in the semi-final last year.
Yeah, definitely. I think Rachel Priest alluded to it earlier on as well, speaking about how important it is to have different teams actually, and not always the same teams winning. I think that's definitely the case here today. Last year then having Middlesex, Yorkshire and Glamorgan, and this year Glamorgan, Kent and Gloucestershire, all having their own development, all having their own pathway and looking to make their mark. As you said, to be the name on that trophy here today would be a huge win for any county.
I mean, to give you some context on what we refer to when we talk about League 2, there are multiple tiers of the women's professional and non-professional game. Tier 1 is made up of 9 first-class professional counties. The teams you see here today are part of the 9-strong cohort of first-class counties that aren't at that pro level. Glamorgan have predetermined promotion to League 1 next year. That has nothing to do with placements in this tournament. It was decided back when the new system was decided. The most impressive part about these players, and we talk about sacrifice in cricket, none of them are professional cricketers. They're all balancing cricket with work, school. A lot of them are study nearby here, at Cardiff Met Uni, at Cardiff Uni. And it's great to see them putting everything in for their teams.
Yeah, definitely. It's that commitment, isn't it, over all those years, perhaps sort of age group and things like that, coming through academies and then it culminating in what they can now see as a professional pathway. And really exciting time for Glamorgan, as you say, going into League One, regardless of the outcome today. But it would be nice for Glamorgan to have that victory, knowing then that they've been able to top this table and move on then to the next level. I think that's what they're going to be trying to achieve, trying to prove ultimately to other counties and showing what they've done over the last 2 years.
And it's so promising for the health of women's cricket that we've got thriving tiers of women's cricket. Just 5 years ago, we only had 8 regional teams with 5 pros each, and now here we are with 9 completely pro outlets, 9 almost semi-pro outlets with the conditions and the teams they play for, going up to 10 pro with Glamorgan.
Yeah, really, really exciting time as they're going through those processes, as you said, sort of referring to it in that way, looking to see what Glamorgan can do and knowing that it is a step up for League One, but thriving then in Tier 2 as they have done with Lauren Parfitt ultimately leading the way as she captains her side.
With this being a finals day, we have already had an eliminator earlier on this morning. It was Gloucestershire versus Kent. Gloucestershire coming out victorious by 60 runs. It was a phenomenal showing from Gloucestershire's batters and bowlers.
Yeah, a real defeat actually, wasn't it, the eliminator this morning, in a way you wouldn't necessarily anticipate. But that's sometimes the nature of these competitions, the pressure, the moment effectively getting to players and none of them really getting a good start there in the top sort of order for Kent as they went through. Their top batter ultimately further down the order and she was able to score runs in that way. But unfortunately for Kent, it wasn't to be and there was no progression then for them.
And it was quite the knock from Amelie Monday in that game. I mean, she got 71 from 49, was named the player of the match.
Yeah, a huge performance for her, and I'm sure she'll be looking to do exactly the same again, actually, when she comes out to bat this afternoon. The expectation being that if you're able to set runs quite early on in the game, it gives you that ability then to not get the run rate pressure that is sometimes felt down in the middle order.
She was well backed up by Meg Ahern, of course, with 39 not out, but the real star of the show was Gloucestershire's bowling.
Yes, it was fantastic, wasn't it? The ability that they had to be able to change it between bowlers and everyone really performing it in quite a consistent way, to be honest, to be able to take dot ball pressure and take early wickets as they did. And it was actually quite continuous, wasn't it, throughout the innings?
It really was. I mean, Charlie Phillips had an outrageous spell, the right arm off spinner, 3 for 16 from her in that game. Caitlin Boucher with her brutal right arm pace with 1 for 16. And Alice Hill coming in late on with her spin, 4 for 22. If you're Fran Wilson, you're hoping that you have a repeat of that this game.
Yeah, you'd be pretty happy with that, wouldn't you? In the way that the 6 bowlers they used have executed their skills. And actually, Emily Geach, that we were talking about a little bit earlier on, only having had 2 overs. I wonder whether or not she'll have some more in this game and look to play a crucial role here, taking wickets. Again, Liv Daniels, no wickets necessarily for her, but a fantastic economy of just 3 runs and over when she bowled her 4 for 12. So it'll be interesting to see what role they play now this afternoon.
I mean, you played for Glamorgan last season. You're heading into this final. Where do you think their heads are at as a side?
I'm hoping, going back to what we were speaking about earlier on, that they are staying sort of calm in that way, not being complacent necessarily, and trying to trust what they know, trust the basics, trust your training, and able to put that then in practice today. When that comes off, they really are unbeatable in this league. So it'll be really interesting to see how they come out, what aggression and intent they have in the field, putting pressure on Gloucestershire from quite early on in terms of running hard, scoring boundaries, putting away the bad ball.
We've seen a few more spectators make their way in. There's still time to join us at Sapphire Gardens for this much anticipated final between Glamorgan and Gloucestershire, but lots of people enjoying the Welsh sunshine.
Yeah, exactly. And if you see umbrellas out, it's not because it's raining here, it's because it's so sunny, okay? They're using it for shade, I promise. It's not raining. We've got lovely beating down sun here, and it's set to be a perfect afternoon of cricket at Sapphire Gardens.
It is indeed, as the players make their way down the staircase, Gloucestershire led by their captain, Liv Daniels.
Yeah, real opportunity here for Gloucester. They'll be excited, sort of getting up for this game, ready to go and looking to see what they can do, similar to what they've just done against Kent. And it's the Glamorgan batters now coming onto the pitch. Daisy Jeans, followed behind her Lauren Parfitt, as they make their way out to see what they can do for their Glamorgan team today.
We are being led out by our on-field umpires, Rayma Chandaria and Kylie White. Our 4th umpire is Dean Daniels, as our opening batters make their way to the crease.
Yeah, everyone's sort of running around, they're getting ready to go. Lots of smiles for Gloucestershire. Again, they'll have that confidence having played earlier on this morning. A huge defeat for Kent as they played there. And a similar bowling attack, I imagine, as we see Caitlin Belcher taking off her hat and making her way to bowl that same first over as she did earlier on today.
I mean, that's exactly what Gloucestershire will be after. It is safe to say it's going to be Lauren Parfitt and Daisy Jeans to open the batting for Glamorgan.
Yeah, we've got Jeans on strike here, making her mark, having that opportunity to score runs and set off right from the start. We've got the power play, obviously, for the first 6 overs, only 2 fielders out of the ring, and trying to maximise then on the opportunity that the batters have to score boundary runs wherever they can.
Belcher gets ready at the top of her mark. It's the moment, it's the anticipation that everyone has been waiting for. It's the Women's Vitality Blast League 2 final here at Sapphire Gardens. And it's Belcher coming into Jeans. And it's a lovely drive to start things off for Daisy Jeans, but it will be a dot ball.
Yeah, fantastic strike there, wasn't it? That confidence that you want your batters to have right from the beginning. Liv Daniels taking a nice stop there in extra cover. No opportunity for Glamorgan to get off the mark as of yet, but we've only had 1 ball.
Plenty more opportunities to get runs on the board for Glamorgan, that is for sure, as Belcher gets ready to bowl her 2nd of the game. Coming into the right-handed Daisy Jeans. And it's worked way into the inner ring. It will just evade the Gloucestershire skipper Liv Daniels as they come through for a single.
Yeah, it was just to her side, wasn't it? And that's the opportunity then to turn those dots into singles, ensuring they are getting as many runs as they can and running hard between the wickets. I imagine these two have spent a lot of time now batting together and will know each other, being able to sort of call and make those decisions as quickly as you need to in the opening overs.
It brings the formidable skipper Lauren Parfitt on strike as she works it away through the point region, and it will run away for Glamorgan's first boundary of the game. 5 for none.
Yes, a lovely start there. Lovely shot from Lauren Parfitt. It's exactly what you want the skipper to be doing straight from the beginning. Third ball and a boundary to start the game. It's fantastic to see in that way. Yeah, 4 now just off the 1 ball for Lauren Parfitt. A nice strike rate, I would say, right from the beginning.
You can't complain with that, can you? The 400 strike rate. Maybe she'll keep it up. The absolute scenes.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Belcher will be hoping for a better line as she comes in again to the Glamorgan skipper. And it's wayward wide down the offside.
Yeah, she is pushing that off-stump line, but that really was outside of that, even that blue line there, as we can see it on our screens. Lauren Parfitt sort of reaching it and not being able to get anywhere near it, and rightly wide. Caitlin Belcher, we saw in the previous game, perhaps sort of struggling with her line a little bit. She'll be wanting to get this right on the stumps here to take an early wicket.
Belcher in again. And it's worked nicely off the flat face of Parfitt's bat for a dot.
Yeah, much better from Belcher, I think, there in terms of what she's trying to do, and yet Lauren Parfitt displaying the full face in that way. No real opportunity for a run, but also no risk in terms of what she's doing here. Another dot for Gloucestershire. They'll be happy with that. If you imagine that the captain's got something up her sleeve.
Worked away by Parfitt through the leg side. There is a fielder chasing after it. She won't get there. It was a diving effort, but it has run away for 4. Parfitt second of the game. Glamorgan 10 for none.
Yeah, lovely there from Lauren Parfitt. Big strike across onto that leg side. Ran away across the pitch. We've said it all day. It's a quick outfield, actually. And if the fielders aren't there to stop the ball, then they don't have a chance. Fielder looked like it did get sort of maybe a hand on it. But wasn't to be for Gloucestershire. Because the wide in the over, there's one more ball to come here. And it'll be Belcher against Lauren Parfitt.
Right-hander to right-hander as Belcher comes in. And it's just nearly tickled the edge of Parfitt's bat, gone straight through to Ahern behind the stumps.
Yeah, right next to it, wasn't it? Lucky for Glamorgan, nothing on it, so no real risk. A dot ball ultimately to finish the over there, and a much better line for Caitlin Belcher, working hard to get that conversation between Belcher and Liv Daniels. See whether or not she's having another over.
It takes Glamorgan to 10 for none from the first, exactly the start they would have been after. We keep going on about Lauren Parfitt being formidable, so we probably should provide you some context. I mean, she's been playing in the Wales system since 2007. This season for Glamorgan, she scored 366 runs in the T20 Blast. That's the most of any batter in this competition. She comes into this game off the back of 72 not out last time out.
Yes, fantastic to see her in the form of her life, in the way that she's playing, what she's doing, and the way she can apply herself. It's great to see.
It's gone straight through to Ahern behind the stumps. Jean's trying to sweep it. It's Charlie Phillips who has come on at the River Taff end. 3 wickets for her in the game earlier on today and looked absolutely lethal as she comes in again. And it's worked through the offside by Jean's. Beautiful timing, and it will run away for 4.
Yeah, lovely to see Daisy doing what she can there through the covers as she plays it. The sweep shot before, a little bit more of a risky shot. It was a dot ball, but in terms of what she could do there, playing her powerful shots, and again, setting that tempo for Glamorgan now with a boundary herself.
She has been on quite the run of form, Daisy Jeans, as of late, and makes up for a formidable opening partnership as she readies to face the third of the over. As it's just glanced off the face of her bat. Worked nicely by Jeans, taking full advantage of the width of the delivery. It's Alice Bird chasing after it. They will come through for a second.
Yes, lovely from Jean. Sort of using all options there, using the wagon wheel the whole way around. She scored 267 runs so far in this competition, the 4th most runs overall.
And she'll add more to her tally as she comes down the wicket, and it goes for a single.
Yeah, using those options there for Daisy Jeans. They've got a deep mid-wicket and a long on there. She's just run that one down quite nicely to long on in that way. Using her feet as something we've seen her do time and time again. Coming round then, this time to Lauren Parfitt from Charlie Phillips.
Seeing if a change of angle will change her fortune, she comes into Parfitt, and it's worked for a dot ball.
Yeah, it gives that line option, doesn't it? So it changes it slightly for the batter, coming across them then in that way and working into the offside as Parfitt did there.
And it's hit upwards, the last ball of the over towards Emily Monday, and it's taken a huge wicket for Gloucestershire in the early stages of this final, dismissing the Glamorgan captain and the tournament's top run scorer for just 8 runs. Glamorgan is 17 for 1.
Yes, exactly what Gloucestershire would want there, sort of breaking that partnership as they have done, and that's what was successful actually for Kent in their game in the group stages against Glamorgan. They were able to dismiss Parfitt for 25, and that led to a reduced score then being scored by the rest of their team. An opportunity now then for someone else from Glamorgan to come in to score some runs in the place of the captain.
She's tried to take on the spin of Charlie Phillips, which, having watched her earlier on today, I would not have done so myself, and she can't get it over the head of Amelie Monday. It does bring a new batter to the crease.
Yeah, we got Meg Sturge then here for Glamorgan, an opportunity for her to score some runs. So far in this competition, she's scored 88. I'm sure she'll be looking to add to that tally. She's one of those batters that loves to run between the wickets. I'm sure we'll see a lot of opportunities to turn ones into twos as she goes through here. But it will be Jeans on strike. So that was the end of the over. And we're back here.
And it is Belcher being granted that second over by Liv Daniels at the Cathedral Road end. Not particularly economical in the first, but started getting some movement at the back end as she comes into Jeans. And she's tried to work it through the offside, and it's found its way into the leg side. They will not get a run.
Yeah, that's the exact line that Caitlin Belcher will want there, sticking around on those stumps, being threatening in that way, both at the batter's pads and at the stumps, having an opportunity, she would hope, to take a wicket now in her over, similar to what Charlie Phillips was able to do in her previous over.
Belcher into the right-handed Jeans. And it's worked through the offside, but it will go straight to Emily Geach. She's taking on the arm of Emily Geach there, and they've got through for a quick single. Great running.
Yeah, she's sat quite deep actually, Emily Geach, on this ring here. Very good in that position and likes to sort of shy at the stumps when she can. But because of that, yeah, Daisy Jean's taking advantage of it and being able to push a single in that way. That's what you want to see from Glamorgan's innings, having that momentum and not losing it necessarily if there's a wicket.
Megan Sturge comes on to strike to face her first ball of this final. Belcher coming in. And it's worked straight to Emily Geach.
Yeah, a crucial player, isn't she, there when she's fielding at mid-off. And that's the kind of ball that we expect to see from Belcher. Right up on the batter's toes, at Yorker length in that way, and not giving them very much width to do anything with.
Megan Sturge, the Tier 1 low knee from Hampshire, the triple threat, wicketkeeper, bowling, batting, she does it all. As she works it away, flicking it off the pad. There's a chase on, it will be stopped as they come through for the second.
Yeah, that is the real definition of an all-rounder, isn't it? Wicket-keeper, bowler and batter. And she's shown us that she can deliver in all of those skills. So good to see her again pushing the fielder, encouraging those 2 runs here. And Daisy Jean's happy to oblige, running there and back.
Maybe in these, maybe not in the later stages of this innings. It is warm out there. Gloucestershire fielding 2 innings in a row. It'll be interesting to see how they respond to that energy-wise in the later stages of this game as Belcher comes in to Sturge. As it's worked into the inner ring for a dot ball.
Yeah, so Dot she'll be happy with for her over so far, and the way that she's applying herself, the way that she's bowling, much better in terms of her line than that first over that we've had here today. And again, anything that she can get in terms of dots builds that pressure against the Glamorgan's batters and means that at the other end, when Charlie Phillips comes back on, she's got that pressure to continue and build with.
Belcher in for the last of her second. And it will be a dot ball to Georgie Start to bring about the end of the third over. Glamorgan are 20 for 1.
Yeah, very full actually to finish the over there. Almost sort of a full toss in the way that it came to Megan Sturge. Not able to put it away, just the dot ball there, as you said, to Georgina Start, fielding in at mid-wicket. An opportunity ultimately for the Gloucestershire batters to try and take another wicket and look to put that early pressure back on Glamorgan. Glamorgan ticking away nicely though, 20 for 1 after 3 overs. They'll want that run rate to keep going up as the game progresses.
It is going to be Charlie Phillips to bowl her second, 1 for 7 off her first at the River Taffend, building on a 3-wicket form of the first game. Coming in to Jeans, who slightly misjudges the length and the line and has to correct herself.
Yeah, both, wasn't it? Yeah, just sort of on that slightly shorter and sort of towards the leg side, then as you say, corrects her shot as she plays it down for a dot.
And it's upwards from Jeans in towards Monday again. Oh, and it falls just short. Monday perhaps deciding to stay back and not risk that ball running away for a 4, but it was definitely an opportunity.
Yeah, very, very similar shot actually to how we saw Lauren Parfitt get dismissed earlier on in this game. And the worry there was that was going to do the same. But as you say, Emily Monday just sitting back a little bit, not necessarily going for the catch, and it landing safely there for Daisy Jeans.
Phillips in to Sturge. And it's worked towards Monday, and they will come through for a single.
Yeah, along that floor that time, and that's the opportunity then, isn't it, for long on, playing those shots out, taking the singles where they can, and knowing then they can put away the bad ball as and when it comes.
Worked through the point region by Jeans, but it will be cut off by the ever-dynamic Izzy Patel for a dot ball.
It's all these dot balls, isn't it? That's what's building pressure then from Gloucestershire, making Glamorgan do something different with their batting.
She advances down the track and she does find a gap through the cover region. Daisy Jeans, it's a stunning drive for 4. Glamorgan 30 for 1.
Yeah, lovely, and she's very, very good with her feet. Daisy Jeans, and the way that she expresses herself, the way that she plays, that's what you want to see from her. That confidence in these opening overs really sets the tone then for the rest of the innings. We can see it there on the replay. She comes down, opens up the face of her bat and strikes it lovely through the covers.
The scores were lightning quick. It is in fact 26 for 1. The flash almost. Phillips comes into Jeans for the last of the over, and it will be a dot ball. Glamorgan are 26 for 1 after 4.
A very tight fielding there actually in from that mid-wicket, able to stop the ball. No option at all for Glamorgan to do anything there, and it was only ever going to be a dot for Alice Hill, I believe. Change of bowling though, it looks like, from this end. We're at the Cathedral Road end now for the 5th over for Gloucestershire.
The Cathedral Road end, we should say where we are located in the commentary box here at Sophia Gardens.
Yes, indeed. We've got Emily Monday running long on to long on. Always a tough one in the heat, especially if she's going to be expected to come out and score a lot of runs again. So I imagine that may be changed soon.
It is Liv Daniels coming in to Megan Sturge. And there's a run out chance here. And she's gone! She's given! It's Jeans going for the single. Sturge saying it's not on, and she has to go. A great piece of fielding by Gloucestershire. Great work from the skipper, whipping off the bails. Glamorgan, 2 early wickets.
Yeah, 2 early wickets, not what you would want at all from Glamorgan here. That miscommunication between the batters can be really detrimental, and it was there for Jeans, nearly making it all the way down to Meg Sturge and basically nearly all the way back. Unfortunately, she was dismissed. It was Liv Daniels taking the wickets there very cleanly. No real question that it was going to be out there.
It was really poor communication between these two batters. Daisy Jeans taking it upon herself to run. Megan Sturge very clearly not moving or intending to move. It does, however, bring Bethan Gammon to the crease. Another rather dynamic player.
Yeah, an opportunity here for Bethan Gammon to run well with Meg Sturge. Two very quick players actually between the wickets, be able to turn, like I said, dots into ones and ones into twos. So we'll see what they do here.
Daniels into Sturge. And it's worked just past her. And it's the diving effort, but it won't be stopped. It's run away for 4. A great response from Megan Sturge. Glamorgan, 30 for 2.
I was going to say, when you get an opportunity like that, when there is that miscommunication in a wicket, you want the other batter to stay in there and make the most of it. And that's exactly what Megan Sturge has done, straight from the off there, driving it nicely along the ground, straight past Emily Geach and straight for 4 runs. Liv Daniels, economical as we said in the previous game, and probably looking to get a few more dots here.
And she does get one, as it's worked straight back to her by Sturge for the 3rd of the over.
Yeah, a few more dots, I imagine, is what they're going to try and get again, isn't it? Putting that pressure on it and taking any more wickets they can here.
And it's worked again to Georgie Starr in the inner ring for a 2nd dot ball. It's an over that's had it all. Wicket 4, 2 dots.
Yeah, so just as a bit of turn as well from Liv Daniels, the fact that batters keep playing it into that mid-wicket position, getting that natural turn that she does as an offie, and being able to play it.
Advancing down the track is Sturge, and it's almost fallen into the hands of Izzy Patel. It ended up keeping quite low as they come through for a single.
Yeah, it just didn't really get up, did it? I think either sort of opportunity to go over the top of that ring or perhaps to keep it and play it along the floor is what she was trying to do there. But luckily for Glamorgan, through the gap and a 1 scampered between the two batters.
Bethan Gammon on strike for her 1st of the game. As she comes down the track, and it's a single to Amelie Monday.
Yeah, 1 off 1 there for Bethan Gammon. That's a start that you'd want as a batter coming in. Opportunity to keep that strike rate up, keep running well between the wickets with the batter that's a little bit more in, and being able to put away the boundary shots when they can.
It is 32 for 2 for Glamorgan after 5 overs. Outstanding work from Gloucestershire to get those 2 early and very key wickets. When these two teams met in the group stage of this competition, it was Jeans and Parfitt opening the batting who dismantled them. Jeans with 38 runs, Parfitt with 86. So promising signs for Gloucestershire.
Yeah, definitely. It's exactly what Gloucestershire would want here. That ability to disrupt Glamorgan at the top and put pressure on the other batters now to come in and score runs and look to see what they can actually provide through this innings.
We're seeing Alice Bird come on for her 1st of the game from the River Taffend, coming on earlier within the power play than she did last game as she comes in to Bethan Gammon. And it's a lovely ball first up from Alice Bird. Bethan Gammon can just hit it straight back to her.
Yeah, just plays it back down onto the floor, didn't she, in that way. As you said, Alice Bird coming on earlier than she did before, having that opportunity then with the ball, and she was consistent actually in that innings, so I wonder if they're going to try and build that pressure again with a bit of pace and see what she can do.
And she's driven that Bethan Gammon, but it will only go as far as Emily Geach for a 2nd dot ball. Great start this from Alice Bird.
It's always frustrating as a batter, isn't it, when you play a lovely shot and the fielder still manages to stop it. But that's what's happened there with Bethan Gammon. She played a lovely shot through extra cover, stopped by the key fielder there.
Bird in for her 3rd. And she's tried to work that away through the offside. There's a muted appeal from Meg Ahern behind the stumps. It's just gone underneath the edge of Bethan Gammon's bats.
Looked like it kept maybe a little bit lower than she thought as it was coming in, sort of skidding off then off the surface of the pitch here. reflected from Meg Sturge to picking up a little piece on the pitch and taking it away, trying to clear that deck for her partner.
And she drives it again, and this time with much more success. Izzy Patel can't quite get behind it, and it runs away for 4. Bethan Gammon's first of the game. Glamorgan 36 for 2.
Yeah, fantastic. Exactly what you want there. Similar to the shot she played earlier on that was stopped by extra cover, but this time straight through, an opportunity for a boundary for Bethan Gammon. She applies herself and plays that shot nicely off Bird through there. No opportunity really for Gloucestershire to stop that.
As Alice Bird takes a moment to recollect herself at the top of her mark. Just 4 from 4 for her. Not a bad start as she comes in to Gammon. And it's worked this time through the leg side, but it will be collected by the boundary rider, and they come through for 1.
Yeah, even though she's a pace bowler, she's got the deep square out there, perhaps for the slower ball or the shorter ball. Looking, hopefully, I assume, to get someone to pull it straight into their hands. But at the moment, still bowling quite nicely on that offside is Bird.
Into Sturge. Sturge working it to the fielder at point for a dot ball. Great opening spell from Alice Bird. Just the 5 from the over. Glamorgan 37 for 2 from 6.
Yeah, I'm sure Alice Bird will be very happy with that, actually, starting in that way, and hopefully then say to her captain, actually, I do want another one straight away here. Be surprised to see if she came off now. We've got Liv Daniels then back on, returning from the Cathedral Road end. Opportunity for the captain, who has taken crucial wickets previously, seeing whether or not she's got that opportunity to do it again today. And she was, up until the previous game that we had, the joint leading wicket taker with Charlie Phillips.
As Daniel comes into Gammon for the first ball outside of the power play, and she swept it away, but it will be cut off by Caitlin Boucher on the boundary. They decide to come through for the second, and they do so safely.
Yeah, very clever running from the batters, knowing each other and being able to trust each other in their ability to run quickly. That's what's going to be able to give Glamorgan that momentum now as they try and shift it back in their favour.
Daniels in again to Gammon. She's tried to sweep it once again, but it will be cut off by the fielder as they scamper through for a quick single.
Yeah, straight to the fielder, wasn't it, that one, but able to pick up that run as they did there because they know and trust each other. They are so quick between these wickets.
Coming down the track is Sturge, and they will take on the arm of Emily Geach, coming through for single, and she's in. I think she's even safe there with a direct hit.
I think so, yeah. Geach just having to take a couple of steps round towards her left was probably what gave them the time and the opportunity to do so. Had it been hit straight to her in a direct hit, it may have been a different story there.
She's tried to sweep it away, Bethan Gammon can't quite get hold of it, and it has been called a wide.
Yeah, she's sort of looking at the umpire there to say, I haven't hit it. And then the umpire has inevitably given the wide as it goes down the leg side.
Daniels this time aiming one down the offside as it's pit away for a single.
Yeah, struggling a little bit with her line. I think that the skipper in this game, sort of couple down leg, couple more sort of on that offside. Liv Daniels bowls her best, doesn't she, when she's attacking those stumps, trying to get that ball in.
Down the track she advances, but it will just be the single to Amelie Monday to conclude. Oh, I'm ahead of myself. We have an extra ball because of that wide delivery. 1 to come in this Daniels over. And it's worked to point, and they scamper through for a quick single to bring about the end of the 7th over. Glamorgan are 45 for 2.
Yeah, just between the point and the extra cover fielder, and that's where deep covers fielding. Inevitably, that's who it goes out to, and then is brought in quite nicely. But Gloucester, I'm sure, will be very happy with this start against Glamorgan. As you said earlier on, dismissing their 2 opener batters. And that was an opportunity then that they've taken, relished. And it will be for these batters, Bethan Gammon and Megan Sturge, to keep going with what they've been able to do so far in this game.
And as you predicted, Lydia, Alice Bird will be given a second over at the River Taffen. Just 5 from her first. Incredibly economical within the power play. She's now able to have those extra 2 fielders outside the ring.
Yeah, when you've got a pace bowler that's putting their hand up, being able to bowl with that consistency, you're going to say to Liv Daniels, I'll have another one, please, skipper. And as you said, that's exactly what's happened here then. Bit of a change of the field, though. As you said, end of the power play and the way they've gone about it. A few more fielders out. We've got 4 out now, out of the ring.
Bird into Gammon. She's worked it straight to point as they scamper through for a single. Direct hit, and she's in trouble. Not out, according to the standing umpire. That one was close.
Yeah, very close. I think we'll probably see that on the replay now as we go through and have an opportunity to look at it. But again, it's these batters trusting each other, knowing each other and being able to run quickly. Very, very good pickup from Alice Hill in at the point region, able to throw that in very cleanly and take it. I imagine it was only at sort of a couple of centimetres away, but Bethan Gammon safely in at the other end.
Bird into Sturge. As it's worked straight to the fielder in the inner ring, that will roll its way back to Bird.
Yeah, an opportunity just to take a breath, isn't it? Reset as the Glamorgan batters and be able to then go again. It looks like there's a little bit of a breeze in the air. Hopefully it's cooling for many of you that are attending here today, or if you're watching, hopefully it's cool in your homes.
My dad is in the crowd and he's hiding in the shade as Bird comes in to Sturge. And it's another dot ball.
I think that's wise from your dad today, to be honest. And there's a couple of shade hoggers as we're going around the stadium. We can see them sort of there in that way, people moving inevitably into the shade. Other people trying to top up their tan today. Again, I think that's fair enough.
We should say it's nice to see that the Kent girls have stuck around for this final, enjoying it after being knocked out by Gloucestershire as Bird comes in. And it's hit lovely and straight, but it will just be the single.
Yeah, they're really taking every opportunity they can, these batters, to get as many runs as they can. The last thing you want is sort of middle of the innings or towards the end of the innings, realising that you've got a lot of work to do to get up to a reasonable total. So Glamorgan batters doing everything here to get those singles, keep turning over that score.
And it'll be interesting to see what a reasonable total is on this pitch. Rachel Priest did explain that this is a pitch that has been used a few times. As Bird comes in, it's worked through the leg side for a single. Now think about the second, they are going to... Oh! They probably could have got back, but you can understand not taking the risk at this stage.
Yeah, I thought they were both going to go for it. They both put their bats over the line similar times, turned sort of a couple of paces. It's Meg Sturge that sends Bethan Gammon back saying no. No fielder actually had it in their hands at the time. So again, I agree with you, Rosa. I think they probably could have got in there. But perhaps a wise decision at this point of the game just to leave it.
Bird into Sturge, a lovely straight drive from Sturge as Georgie Starr chases after it. It's Caitlin Belcher that cuts it off, but she's managed to parry it over the rope, bringing a much needed 4 for Glamorgan, 52 for 2.
Yeah, beautiful drive along the ground there actually for Megan Sturge, straight off her bat, straight along the floor, and it did look like Caitlin Belcher might be able to get there and to stop it, but she didn't manage to do it quite in the end, as we can see on that replay. Lots of momentum on the ball, I think, which ends up keeping it going over the boundary. Meg Sturge will be happy with that one, looking again to get her strike rate all the way up, maintaining this momentum as they go through these batters.
It is going to be a change of bowler at the Cathedral Road end. Alice Hill comes on for her first of the game after 4 wickets in the eliminator earlier on.
Yeah, she'll be looking to continue with that previous success, won't she, and take some here.
And it's worked around the corner by Bethan Gammon. They scamper through for a quick single. She quite rightly sends Megan Sturge back, who's after the second.
Yeah, I think rightly so, isn't it, in those circumstances, to stay there and give the opportunity then. A single was good from what they were able to do, but look to turn as many as they can into 2s.
In again, and it's upwards from Sturge, and it's fallen just short of that boundary rope, and Amelie Munday can't quite cut it off. It goes away for a lovely 4.
Yeah, lots of clapping in the stand for that one. They liked that one over the top. And as you say, just literally trickled away over that boundary, thinking that Amelie Monday was going to get there. She ran around from long on, but it was struck too well by Meg Sturge for anyone to be able to stop it.
And it's wayward from Hill. Sturge has done well to get a bat on that, and it's gone away for 4.
Yeah, she's really found her groove now, hasn't she, Sturge, and watched be able to do that lovely drive at the end of the previous over. 4 and then another 4 there. Really trying to make the fielders work, move the field and manipulate it as much as she can.
It was well down the leg side and well swept from Sturge to get it away for another much needed boundary. 2 on the bounce for Glamorgan, really gaining some momentum.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like she might have tried to use her feet, but then when she saw the line, she adjusted immediately.
As it's worked into the point region by Megan Sturge for a dot ball. A much probably welcomed dot ball if you're Alice Hill, sorry. Getting my Alices mixed up, the tale of Alice's each end.
Indeed.
Advancing down the track is Sturge, and it will be cut off by Georgie Start as they come through for 1.
Yeah, she stopped that very cleanly. No question there as to whether or not Glamorgan were going to go for another. I think regardless of your surname, any Alice would be happy to see a dot there, as Alice Hill did in the end. She's got 1 left from this over, and again she's going to be looking to try and get another dot.
As it's worked into the leg side by Bethan Gammon for a single. A much more productive over from Glamorgan. 11 come from it. Glamorgan is 63 for 2 from 9.
Yeah, both batters really working hard here, actually looking to see what they can do for their team, build that momentum and say actually 3 and 4 are going to score the runs here today. That is their opportunity. That's what you want to see people doing in the final. It's taking responsibility and be able to step up and score runs when it's needed. Will be a change of bowler then from the River Taff end, looking like Emily Geach is getting ready to bowl from there. Saw her in the previous game, she bowled 2 overs, but she's on the screen now, ready to go.
As you can see, my dad watching on the game, hiding in the shade, taking in some Tier 2 cricket. He hears me talk about it enough, so it's nice for him to be able to be in attendance for some today. I'm glad he's hiding in the shade and got a hat on as Gammon is on strike. And it's worked into the leg side of the bowling of Geach.
Yeah, I think he's got the right idea there, staying in the shade. He's done that before. He's probably seen a lot of cricket in his time, I imagine.
Shout out to him. I mean, he's moving me out of my uni accommodation tonight, so he's decided to time it with watching some cricket. Don't think you can go wrong with that.
No, rightly so. A good game here, still underway here. 64 for 2 for Glamorgan, Gloucestershire bowling.
As it's worked again into the leg side off Geach. They will come through for 1. They're not going to go after the second.
No, you can see though that both the batters are very similar minded in what they're trying to do here, both looking all the time for that second run, and that's going to be really crucial to the rest of their innings, trying to build that partnership as best they can now.
As Geach comes in for the 3rd of her over. And it's worked this time through the offside, and it will go past a diving Alice Bird and run away for 4. Glamorgan 69 for 2.
Yeah, that is lovely from Bethan Gammon. And as I said, they're taking the score up to 69 here today. Being able to pierce the field in that way and play those shots. She's got a real ability to do so, and we've seen it before from her with the bat. 122 for Bethan Gammon so far in this competition, hopefully adding more today.
Geach in once more. And it's worked into the same region, but this time it will be cut off by Izzy Patel as they come through for a single.
Yeah, it's quite nice to see these sort of lower risk shots, that ability to just play it into the covers, play it around and be able to score runs where they can. It's what you want to see at this stage of the game, sort of coming up to the halfway point.
2 to come in the 10th. As it's worked to Alice Hill at point, a slight misfield allows them to come through for the single. And there's overthrows that will mean they come through for a second. Poor from Gloucestershire. Great fortune for Glamorgan.
Yeah, Gloucestershire won't be happy with that one at all. Your expectation is always when you're shying at the end that someone is going to be backing up. Wasn't quite the case here, and that's why Glamorgan have inevitably turned what looked like a dot into 2 runs then as they've gone through, but both batters signalling for a drink at the end of the over.
As it's worked by Sturge towards Izzy Patel on that offside, and they come through from a second, for a first, for a one. Frozen, my word, to conclude the 10th over at the half stage of the innings. Glamorgan are 73 for 2.
Indeed, they'll be happy with that. It was a single as they were going through there, but they are looking all the time, aren't they, to turn those singles into 2s. It wasn't quite to be. Both batters looking a little bit tired in the heat and having a well-earned drink at this opportunity.
Now that's the word I was looking for.
Both batters are ready to go. Glamorgan fielders that were running on the drinks, chasing each other to get off, having that race. Always good to see people supporting each other and giving them drinks.
They really did race off the pitch. If I'm running drinks in this heat, I'm having a nice leisurely stroll off. It is Alice Hill at the Cathedral Road end, 11 off her first, coming into the right-handed Sturge, who advances down the tracks. Georgie Stark drives to try and get down to it. She doesn't, but it gets cut off by Emily Geach as they come through for a single.
Yeah, tough for Emily Geach actually to be fielding quite so deep on this side and then bowling directly at the other end. A lot of steps out there, and you wonder again, Gloucestershire perhaps need to protect their fielders.
As Beth Gammon saves back, sits back in her crease, there's a run-out opportunity. It was Megan Sturge advancing down the track. Beth Gammon clearly not moving. Thankfully she got back, otherwise that would have been another unfortunate run-out situation for Glamorgan. As Gammon advances down the track, charging down Emily Monday, trying to stop it. It's a rolling stop as they come through for the second.
Yeah, no, she's done really well to get there, actually, Emily Monday, covering a lot of ground from long on. And whilst you want to see the batters scoring runs, you don't want any run-outs. So it's that communication that is going to be crucial between this pair.
Hill into Gammon once more, and it's swept, but it will be cut. Oh, Izzy Patel trying to get down to it and cut it off. She can't get there. It's another 4 for Glamorgan, taking them to 80, but you'd like to think Patel could have got behind that one.
Yes, moments like that, isn't it, in these kind of games that really can turn it. Gloucestershire need all their players behind them, taking catches, stopping the runs where they can to rebuild that pressure. And it feels as though the tables are sort of turned in Glamorgan's favour here, with both Megan Sturge and Gammon. 27 and 29 are their runs at the moment, and keep on climbing as they're going through this innings.
2 more to come from Alice Hill. And it's upwards, and it will fall just wide of Emily Geach. It was a diving effort as Emily Monday dives on the boundary, trying to stop it going for 4. She can't. Another boundary for Glamorgan, 84 for 2.
Yeah, another boundary, as you say there, Rose, and it just evades both Gloucestershire fielders, actually, as it's hit down along the ground. An opportunity potentially to stop a dot and then to stop a 4, but it races away, neither fielder being able to do so, as we just saw on that replay there.
The Gloucestershire players perhaps showing their energy levels, having fielded 2 innings in a row in this sweltering heat in Wales, as Hill comes in. And Gammon advancing down the track, just works it into the leg side. It will be cut off by Emily Monday. Another rolling effort as they come through for a second.
Yeah, Emily Monday looking exhausted, actually, as she's run long on round to the right, long on round to the left, and then back round to the right. The ball really is chasing her. We said it earlier on, she's a ball magnet, and it's the case again here today. She's running then again long on, all the way up to long on. I think that's not helping with her tiredness.
I would completely agree with you. I think that Liv Daniels has very much agreed with you. You need Emily Monday to have energy. You're going to want her to score runs at the top of the order for you. She spent a lot of time in the heat today. She batted for a good part of an hour, I'd say, maybe longer, then fielded for a full 20 overs. It's about how you can best manage your fielders in tough conditions.
It's game management, isn't it? Exactly. Giving yourselves the best opportunity when you go into that second innings. Yes, play well in this first innings, but you've still got to have strength in you for that second.
Geach into Sturge, continuing at the River Taff end as it's cut off by Caitlin Boucher on the boundary for 1.
Yeah, she does well to get there, looking like it may have gone up into the sun and sort of distracted her in that way, but then stops it quite nicely on the boundary there, and just the 1, as you say, for Glamorgan.
Geach makes her way back to the top of her mark, coming in again to Gammon. And it's gone straight through Bethan Gammon to Meg Ahern behind the sticks. No bat on it, and even if there was, Ahern couldn't quite get gloves behind it. It was a quick delivery.
Yeah, it looked a little bit similar actually to the one earlier on that went underneath her bat. Potentially just getting a little bit lower than Bethan Gammon is expecting, getting through her shot too early.
As it's worked over the inner ring by Bethan Gammon in that point region, and it will run away for 4, taking Glamorgan over the 90 mark, 91 for 2.
Yeah, much better shot there from Bethan Gammon, showing the full face of that bat and then running away really nicely down towards the boundary. Fantastic shot in the end. Both batters looking hot in the heat, and hopefully they can keep going for Glamorgan. Spirits, I assume, are high in camp at the moment, given what these 2 batters have come in and been able to do despite those early wickets from Gloucestershire.
Geach coming into Gammon. And it's worked this time through the leg side, but it will be cut off by the boundary rider as they come through for 1.
Yeah, just the 1. Both still, as we said, looking for 2 runs, looking to see what they can get. Opportunity then potentially for Gloucestershire. If they can take another wicket at this stage, puts the pressure back onto Glamorgan, who seem on top at the moment.
Advancing down the track is Megan Sturgeon. She's got it over the head of Amelie Monday in the ring. It's Caitlin Boucher coming around trying to cut it off. She can't. Another 4 to Glamorgan's total, 96 for 2.
Yeah, lovely 4 there actually from Meg Sturgeon, straight over the fielder's head. No opportunity really for Caitlin Boucher or Izzy Patel to be able to cut that off there in the deep, and inevitably then another boundary, and it keeps adding to Glamorgan's total, and it keeps putting the pressure back on Gloucestershire to bowl.
Geach coming in for the last of this over, and you'd probably think the last of this early spell. Sturge on strike. Coming down the track, just works it into the leg side for a single, bringing Glamorgan to 97 for 2 from 12.
Yeah, real recovery actually, hasn't it been, the last sort of overs, as we've seen those opportunities to play those boundary shots, being able to go through that process. A call for new gloves, showing the temperatures that we've got out there, and a couple of drinks also being ran out again just because of the heat. It is a hot day out there today.
Morgan looked in early trouble at 26 for 2, losing both openers Parfitt and Jeans, but stand up Bethan Gammon and Megan Sturge. 38 for Bethan Gammon, 35 for Megan Sturge, looking well set and building a rather dangerous partnership.
Yeah, it's that platform, isn't it? You want any of your top 4 batters really to be able to kick on and go in that way. And we've got a nice wagon wheel there on the screen for you. Lots of 4s now from these 2, lots of singles as well, turning and going as they're playing in their shots. And yeah, we'd like to see both these keeping on going on and building that Glamorgan total as we go into the afternoon.
My question is, what came first, the wagon wheel biscuit or the wagon wheel cricket scoring system, as it's Boucher coming back on at the Cathedral Road end? And it's a wayward delivery down the leg side from the right arm pacer.
Yeah, we're asking the real questions here on commentary today. We've got the wagon wheel and we know it's there. Caitlin Boucher struggling still with her line. A wayward delivery down leg side. We saw earlier in the game against Kent, once she had one down leg, then the natural thing for her to do was overcompensate and throw one down the offside for another wide. Hopefully for her she can get it on the stumps.
And on the stump she nearly gets it. It was Megan Sturge trying to scoop it over the head of Meg Ahern, who is stood back, so would have been a risky shot choice. She can't get anything on it.
Yeah, it's a much better line for Boucher. It's exactly what she's wanting to do. Maybe not the shot to that ball from Meg Sturge, but we've seen her play it before and she can play it very well. If she gets any bat on it, there is no fielder down behind the wicketkeeper, so hopefully would run away for 4 runs.
as Megan Sturge looks on as there's a slight adjustment in the field as Belcher comes in once more. And it's gone off the under edge of Sturge's bat as they scamper through for a quick single, mere millimetres from hitting it onto her own stumps.
Yeah, the worry is with that shot, isn't it, that you play it onto your own stumps. It hasn't happened there. She's managed to scamper away for a single, as you've alluded to, and she'll be wanting to get some more bat on the ball, showing that full face as the ball from Belcher's coming down. Bowling much better now in her spell here as she goes through.
4 more to come in this Caitlin Belcher spell. She comes into Bethengammon and it's hit through the leg side. It's Alice Hill chasing after it. She will cut it off, but they will come through for the second.
Yeah, a little bit shorter, wasn't it, in that delivery? That length gave Bethengammon the opportunity then to pull that onto the leg side, which she does nicely. Alice Hill then chasing after the ball and was a 2. Bethengammon's looked over her shoulder and been able to run, pick it up there. Change in the field again then, so quite reactive in their fielding today, Gloucestershire, with what they're trying to do, but she's seen the shot being played, she's pushed out a deep square leg. Not a usual position for Liv Daniels. I think she's fielding down at 3rd man. You expect her usually to be further up in the ring, usually extra cover region.
As Belcher comes into Gammon, and it's swept by Gammon, but it will just fall to Alice Hill as they think about the second. They won't come through for it.
No, a slight misfield, wasn't it? Almost an opportunity to do so, but doesn't quite get there, and that's absolutely fine. Looking to play that shot, looking to turn those singles around. Liv Daniels trying to direct her team from 3rd man. It's not a usual position for a captain. She's trying to get those angles perhaps from behind the wicketkeeper.
Especially a captain as vocal and involved as Liv Daniels is, only 20 years of age, as Belcher comes in. And she advances down the track. There's a peel for an LBW. The umpire is completely unmoved as they scamper through for a single. It has been given as byes.
Yeah, a little bit of worry there, wasn't there, for Glamorgan, as a lot of Gloucestershire players were pretty happy that it looked out. I think she came down the wicket, didn't she? Perhaps then that negated the opportunity. But yeah, another single for Glamorgan, and all good, taking along towards a large total here.
They are indeed going at 8.03 and over, already over the 100 mark in the 13th over, as Belcher comes in to Bethengammon. And it's heaved through the leg side. It's Izzy Patel chasing after it. She will cut it off. They come through for the second.
Yeah, really good running there actually from those 2 batters, being able to turn and go. Patel looks disappointed that they've managed to get the 2 off her, but that's ultimately what the Glamorgan batters are going to be trying to do here. Every ball, as many runs as they can for their team.
End of the 13th over, Glamorgan are 105 for 2, Bethengammon 43 from 28, Megan Sturge 36 from 31, forming an almighty partnership. Both of them looking like they are feeling the heat.
Yeah, feeling the heat, but I think sort of strong in what they've been able to build together here. And the worry would be ultimately when you've got those 2 batters originally that are getting out near the top, that your 3 and 4 aren't going to be able to support it, and they have done here today. It's great to see Sturge and Gammon sort of kicking on in the innings here and looking to put as many as they can on in the last 7 overs of the game.
As Charlie Phillips returns with her right arm off spin at the River Taff end. 1 wicket for her so far, coming into the right-handed Sturge, who advances down the track. It's upwards, and there's a fielder underneath it, and it's taken! The change in bowling works wonders for Gloucestershire. They break the lethal partnership. Glamorgan 105 for 3.
Yeah, Gloucestershire looking really happy with that one ultimately. Fielder right underneath it in the end, the way that she's been able to run along and grab that out of the air. And no opportunity really for a drop. She's very clinical in what she was able to do there.
It was a lovely take. Looked completely secure in the base underneath it. A much needed wicket for Gloucestershire. Charlie Phillips is becoming their bowler of the moment. 3 wickets in the eliminator, 2 so far in this final.
Yeah, she set herself really well, didn't she? Didn't get sort of carried away by or trying to run around, but effectively getting in position and then being able to go through that process as she has done.
And it brings Scotland international Megan McCall to the crease. Megan, who was ever present in Scotland's recent T20 World Cup game, therefore hasn't played much blast cricket for Glamorgan, just the one game with 12 not outs.
Yeah, nice strike rate though, 171 in that game, so hopefully Glamorgan will be looking for her to hit the ball in that same intensity in the game here today.
Just 25 years old. Quite a young Glamorgan team out there today. As Charlie Phillips makes some adjustments in her field, bringing Liv Daniels around onto the leg side and pushing Emily Geach into that mid-wicket region. Phillips into McCall. And it's swept, and it's just wide of Liv Daniels. It's a stunning shot first up from Scotland's Megan McCall. 4 from 1 for her. Glamorgan 109 for 3.
Yeah, lovely start there. She stepped sort of across the stumps, opened up that leg side, and gave real opportunities. That ball was almost sort of sliding down leg to be able to help it on its way, as she did there. Again, even though you've got a wicket in T20, batters are going to be looking to try and rebuild as best they can now.
They need another wicket here, do Gloucestershire, as it's Charlie Phillips coming into McCall once more. And it's nearly a mirror image. She tries to sweep it once again, but it's come off the under edge of her bat and actually come through the right-hand side as they come through for a second.
Yeah, not a shot she would have meant to play there, but it's come off anyway, and she's been able to get 2 for it. It says 2 in the book, so she'll be happy with that one. Looking to play a whole lot of shots here against Charlie Phillips and try and put the pressure back on the bowler.
As it's gone off the under edge once again of Megan McCall's bat. It's ended up to the left of Meg Ahern.
Yeah, she's quite full, isn't she, at the moment, Charlie Phillips? I think that's what's not giving the batters opportunity to sweep potentially like they usually would.
On note of sweeping, she does that once more. It's Georgie start after it. She won't get there. Another 4 for Megan McCall, taking Glamorgan to 115 free.
Yeah, again, looks very confident in what she's doing there, stepping all the way across to that offside, really opening up the leg side and giving her that ability to play that shot there where the fielder isn't. So she's found her boundary option to put Gloucestershire in a bit of a position to move their field, see what they can do, and wonder then whether or not a reverse sweep will be coming round.
200 strike rate for McCall. Can she keep it up? As she attempts the sweep once more, Phillips has gone up. The umpire is unmoved.
Yeah, that's because of that full length that Charlie Phillips being able to deliver makes it incredibly difficult to pull off that sweep shot. She's done it lovely so far, but it is a high risk, high reward shot.
It does bring about the end of the 14th over. Glamorgan are 115 for 3. It's Bethan Gammon on 43 from 28, the long-standing batter at the crease, recently joined by Megan McCall on 8 from 5 as the Gloucestershire skipper Liv Daniels brings herself back on at the Cathedral Road end. Coming in to Bethan Gammon. And she swept it, and she swept it well. As Caitlin Boucher goes after it, she won't catch it. It goes away for 4, taking Bethan Gammon to 47 and Glamorgan to 119.
A little bit of a delay there, Caitlin Boucher, actually, in trying to turn and to go for that ball, and I think that's what gave her the opportunity then to have that run away for 4 runs. Regardless, I don't think she would have got near it. Hit very sweetly by Bethan Gammon there.
Daniels into Gammon. And she advances down the tracks. It hits straight, and it's hit straight well. It will go away for 4, and it will be 50 for Bethan Gammon off just 30 balls. A phenomenal knock from the 25-year-old, getting Glamorgan out of trouble at Fire Gardens.
Yeah, fantastic for Bethan Gammon. Play a lot of club cricket with Bethan. It's great to see her performing on the stage here today. A lovely shot, actually, to bring up the 50. She'll be very happy with that one, straight along the ground. I know her parents are here watching as well today, so a lovely moment for them. hopefully she can continue that intensity now through the rest of the innings. Lots of time here still to get lots more runs.
Liv Daniels struggling slightly with her line and length here. We'll be hoping to keep it a bit tighter to the stumps as she comes into gammon, and it's better. It's hit straight to Georgie's start for a dot.
Yeah, she feels that well, doesn't she, Georgina, starting the way that she's been able to get down and stop that ball. Otherwise, probably racing away there out to extra cover, but it was just a dot.
Swept again by Bethan Gammon. She really loves accessing that leg side as they come through for a single.
Yeah, it's a good option, isn't it? The way that Liv Daniels is bowling, be able to go with the turn then and use that to her advantage. Exactly what Bethan Gammon's doing here.
As Megan McCall goes up, has a word with Bethan Gammon as she takes on the Gloucestershire skipper for the first time today. Daniels into McCall, advancing down the track, straight back to her. It's an outstanding grab from the Gloucestershire skipper. One hand out to her right. It's just landed right in there. What a take to dismiss McCall. Glamorgan, 124 for 4.
Yeah, lots of passion there from the Gloucestershire skipper. She'll be very happy with that one in the way she was able to dismiss McCall straight back to the bowl, and the hope would be sometimes that it just goes over their head, but it was straight to it, sticks out her hand, and it sticks right in there. We can see it on the replay here.
Oh, it's such an outrageous grab from Liv Daniels. The nonchalant, the audacity to just stick a hand out and grab it. It was fired hard at her by Megan McCall. What a grab to bring about her first wicket of the final and her first wicket of the day.
Yeah, she's a skipper who leads from the front, taking lots of wickets in other games, and again, yeah, taking a crucial wicket here to disrupt the partnership that was being built.
The umpire's having a look at the ball, wanting to change it. I mean, Liv Daniels, what a story for her. She's 20 years old. She's the youngest captain in Tier 2. She was the youngest captain in Tier 2 last year as well, at 19. They stuck with her. I'm really glad they stuck with her. After a difficult first season for the side as a whole, she came through Gloucestershire's pathway. She now is a part of Glamorgan's academy. She plays and goes to uni at Cardiff Met. It's a really special occasion for her to have led Gloucestershire to a final here at Sapphire Gardens.
Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? And it's such an opportunity for someone of that age. You know she's going to learn and develop then as she goes through the processes, ensuring as she grows up that she's going to be a better cricketer because of these experiences that she's had so far. As you say, just 19 ultimately when she captained Gloucestershire last year. To the wickets then is a new Glamorgan batter, is Daisy Milan, who's come to the crease. An opportunity to bat here with Bethan Gammon and score more runs for Glamorgan, if Liv Daniels have anything to say about it.
Great comeback for Liv Daniels in this over after 2 fours starting up. Daisy Milan on strike. And it's just worked into the leg side. They'll come through for a single. It's Izzy Patel cutting it off. They won't take on her arm for the second. End of the 15th over. Glamorgan are 125 for 4.
Yeah, good end to the over there for Liv Daniels. She'll be very happy with that. Not as economical as she usually would be, but taking a crucial wicket there. And we can look back now at Bethan Gammon's 50 on the replay.
I mean, what an outstanding knock for Bethan. It's so great to see her thriving playing cricket. I know she was a part of the Blaze setup over the years. Back in 2024 she made her debut for them, but it's been a really incredible move for her and her cricket to come to Glamorgan last year and now in her second season.
Yeah, definitely. You can see the smile on the face there, how much it means to these girls playing on this level, playing on these pitches and being able to deliver when it matters for their teams.
We are going to have Charlie Phillips coming on at the River Taff End for the final over of her spell. 2 wickets for 21 runs from her overs so far. And it will be a diving effort from Emily Geach to cut off the single. She can't quite get there, but you're not complaining about a single first up in T20 cricket.
No, you'll try and cover that ground, won't you, and get there, put the pressure on the batters, and even if it is a single, then you know that you've got your fielder behind you to protect you. A little bit of a change of field then for Bethingammon. Slightly squarer, bringing up long off and putting out deep cover.
She readies herself. Phillips coming in. And it's hit through the offside, but it's hit straight to Alice Bird for a dot ball.
Yeah, she's looking at, she's trying to open up that offside, see what she can get through there, and again playing those shots that we've seen her play time and time again.
And it's hit upwards by Bethingammon. There is a fielder out there. They won't get there. They will cut it off. However, they're thinking about the second. There's confusion between the batters. Thankfully for Glamorgan, they both get back 127 for 4.
Yeah, it looked like that was going to be real confusion right in the middle. Luckily, both batters, as you say, getting back there in the end. Probably not a 2 or an opportunity there really for it. But again, that intensity as it's been seen throughout Glamorgan's innings in terms of trying to run and put pressure back on Gloucestershire.
Phillips into Milan. And it's hit upward. And it's taken by Caitlin Boucher in the inner ring. Milan has to depart for 2. Great momentum this from Gloucestershire. Glamorgan are 127 for 5.
Yeah, again, taking crucial wickets on their key times here, Gloucestershire, and being able to disrupt that Glamorgan batting order where they can. Again, though, the in-batter, Bethingammon, she's still there. And that will bring Gemma Porter then out towards the crease.
Gemma Porter, I mean, when we talk about all-rounders, Gemma Porter is a genuine all-rounder. Just got the 45 runs in the Blast this season, but hasn't really had to be called upon. She's the top wicket taker in the tournament, but we both know she's perfectly capable with bat in hand too.
Yeah, she's performed, hasn't she, previously at crucial times in innings and has batted a lot of time as well with Bethingammon, being able to bring it together in terms of running and scoring those bigger shots when she can. But as you say, that leading wicket taker anyway, 15 wickets in the competition, and she'll be looking to perform with the bat here today for Glamorgan.
As Charlie Phillips readies to bowl 2 more balls in her spell. Another 3 wickets for her, 3 for her earlier, 6 on the day of finals day. What a standout performance for her to really step up for her side.
Yeah, she's had a good day, hasn't she? Charlie Phillips should be happy with that one.
As Gemma Porter takes strike, right arm to right arm. And she's worked it through the leg side. They will come through for the single.
Yeah, again, like you said, sort of 1 off 1, looking to get off strike quite early, all these new batters that are coming in, making sure they're getting the batter that is in on strike and being able to give them the opportunity to score more runs as they sort of make their way in.
And she's just worked it around the corner, Bethingammon, for a single to conclude Charlie Phillips' phenomenal. It's about 3 for 25 from her. Glamorgan are 129 for 5 with 4 overs to come.
Yeah, no, that's really good from Charlie Phillips and the way that she's played there. The shot from Bethingammon that we saw earlier on out towards deep mid-wicket, that's the shot that got Lauren Parfitt out originally, caught very cleanly as she played it. And that's what I think that they're trying to do as part of this process, to get those catches where they can. Fielders just slightly in, off the boundary, and looking to make Glamorgan really work for every single run out here.
Liv Daniels into Bethingammon, who works it around the pads for a single. Liv Daniels with an outrageous catch in her previous over to get her first wicket of the day, sticking her hand out to the right. It sticks. Have some of that. She'll be hoping for a few more in this over. As Porter readies for her first taste of the Gloucestershire skipper. Taking strike. Daniels coming in. And it's worked just into the leg side. They scamper through for a quick single. They think about the second. They decide not to take on the arm of Emily Monday.
It might have been a second there, mightn't they? You were relying on a direct hit from Emily Monday, given that Liv Daniels had come out to try and field that ball. There was no one at the stumps at the time, so maybe an opportunity there. But again, 3.4 overs remaining here.
And it's worked into the leg side. It will be Izzy Patel who cuts it off, and they just come through for 1.
Again, a very nice take, one-handed there from Liv Daniels. Something she'll be getting used to as she goes through here.
It's the nonchalant nature of which she does everything on a cricket pitch as she comes in to Porter. And it's worked straight back to her. And she's a captain who has so much care for her team and her players, and it really does show, but not in an overbearing way, which is quite remarkable given she's 20.
Yeah, no, she's very casual, isn't she, sometimes with what she does on the field, and it works for her.
As it's just pushed away by Porter, and they'll come through for a single. They think about the second. It's Izzy Patel coming in to cut it off. Georgie Starr backing up beautifully.
Yeah, they're looking, aren't they? Every ball, seeing what they can do. Can they turn these ones into twos? And Gloucestershire have been very good at restricting Glamorgan in these later parts of the game.
Gammon waits in her crease, hits it through the offside. It will be cut off by a diving Profana Reddy as they come through for a second.
Yeah, she's done really well, hasn't she, there? Reddy getting all the way round, being able to cut that off, jump back up onto her feet, and then lovely throw all the way back in as well.
It brings about the end of the over. Glamorgan are 135 from 17. Bethan Gammon settling in nicely. 58 from 38. She'll be hoping to really push on now.
Yeah, it's exactly what Glamorgan needed at that time. Someone to come in to hold the ship and to steady the process. That's what she's done. She's going to want to see it the whole way through now for the rest of the innings, maximising as much as she can and trying to get that Glamorgan total as high as possible, sitting currently at 135 runs.
And it's the return of Alice Bird at the River Taff end. 2 more overs available for her. Just 12 runs from the 2 she's bowled so far. Been very economical for Gloucestershire, but she'll be in hunt of that Bethan Gammon wicket.
Yeah, it's a story we saw earlier on, actually. The economy that these bowlers were able to achieve against Kent is what allowed them then to get wickets, trying to do the same again then here against Glamorgan.
And it's a full delivery into Porter, who manages to work it in to the leg side. Good start from Bird, a single, bringing the dangerous Gammon on strike.
Yeah, picked up there by the keeper. She's got all the way round. Meg Ahern done her work, got her gloves off and fired it in. There is no one in the ring on that leg side at the moment. They've all gone out.
The speed at which she whips those gloves off, Meg Ahern, deserves a trophy in itself as Bird comes in to Bethan Gammon. As it's worked into the leg side and they come through for a single. They think about the second. They don't take on Georgie Starr.
No, I think that's probably the right decision, a sensible decision at this point in the game. Although they've got some wickets in hand, not making sure that they make sort of silly decisions or miscommunication at this stage. Just working it round the pitch quite nicely there.
Bird coming into Porter. And it's hit upwards, nice and straight. They'll come through for 1. They will think about the second. They don't go for it.
No, just a single there to long on and a change of field again then between Porter and Gammon. So they have an opportunity then to see where they can score some runs here. That's Bird bowling very nicely in this over so far, keeping that line quite straight, one we've spoken about with regards to consistency, making sure that she stays consistent to make the maximum effort.
As she's tried to work it away, has Bethan Gammon, but they scamper through for the single regardless.
A very cheeky single actually, as she's gone through there and been able to play it straight back to the bowler almost in that way. Bowler no way near it in terms of picking it up, and a nice run for Glamorgan getting through to the other side. No real question as to whether or not it would be out.
2 to come in this Alice Bird over. Just 15 from 2.4 so far. A runner ball. As it's upwards, it falls short in front of Liv Daniels. I think that's gone from bat onto pad, so maybe it would have been worth and catching effort.
Yeah, I'm surprised not to see her sort of diving or at least sort of taking a few paces forward to try and get that catch there. You would imagine that that was the intention, to try and bowl Glamorgan out here. An opportunity to do so, but not picked up by Gloucestershire.
And it's swept into the leg side by Bethan Gammon. It will be cut off by Georgina Starr for 1. 6 from the over, 0 for 17 for Bird from 3 so far, and Glamorgan are 141 for 5.
Yeah, 2 overs remaining out here, isn't it? And more drinks being brought on for the Glamorgan batters. Gemma Porter says, no, I'm fine, I'll keep going. Bethan Gammon, the batter that has been in for longer here, needing a drink, and rightly so.
2 overs to come here for Glamorgan. Maybe pushing to try and get that 165. That, I think, would be a really formidable total on this pitch in these conditions.
Yeah, I think 160 actually would give the pressure, wouldn't it? Knowing that Gloucestershire scored 159 earlier just puts that little element of doubt to go, can we get there? Can we get one more? So 20 or 19 runs, then that would be over the next 2 overs, and it's probably what Glamorgan want to be pushing for, but they want as many as they can here.
Belcher into Gammon, worked through the offside as they come through for a second. Belcher being mightily economical so far, 22 from 3.1. She'll be hoping for a wicket.
Yeah, very easy to there actually for Glamorgan. The way it bounced out there in the field gave an opportunity to turn and go quite quickly. Gemma Porter turning that into a very easy 2. Again, they're going to be pushing everything now as we go into the final stage of the game, ensuring that they are trying to get the maximum out of this pitch they can, and Gloucestershire ultimately looking to restrict and to ensure they don't get those 2s to the same boundary riders.
As Emily Geach is brought into the inner circle, Belcher coming in to Gammon. And it's upwards, it's in the air, it will fall safe. It was a sky of an edge off the bat of Bethan Gammon. They come through for a second.
It wasn't clear where it was going actually, but yeah, as you said, off an edge. Liv Daniels ultimately chasing it down there. An opportunity again, another 2. It's going to be frustrating for Gloucestershire to keep having these 2s scored, and they're going to want to try and restrict as much as they can here.
The best restriction would probably be the wicket of Bethan Gammon. Belcher still searching for her first of the game as she makes her way back to the top of her mark. Raw right arm pace to right-handed batting. And she's managed to work it into the leg side. It's cut off by Izzy Patel. They don't take the second that time round.
Yeah, bowling probably a little bit more to her field there in terms of that length. She's got quite a leg side heavy field. It's easy quite then to cut off that short ball as they've done there and restrict Bethan to that 1 single. Brings Gemma Porter onto strike to see what she can do against Caitlin Belcher.
And it's just gone past the edge of Gemma Porter's bat, going through to Ahern behind the stumps. Did well not to get a feather on that one, but most crucially for Gloucestershire, a dot ball.
Yeah, lovely line actually from Caitlin Belcher. We've spoken about it a few times this innings because of what she's trying to do with the ball. When she gets that sort of 4th, 5th stump line, it's really difficult for those batters to play, as we've seen there.
And it's a wide delivery from Belcher. It's a flat bat from Gemma Porter to get it down the ground for 1.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like an indoor cricket shot. Sometimes we see that sort of flat bat being played because it's so short, straight indoors, but that's what's happened here. And then it's Emily Geach that's been able to pick that up and restrict it to just a single there, which leaves Bethan Gammon on strike for the last legal delivery of the over.
Can Belcher get a wicket with the final ball of her spell? Coming in to the dangerous Bethan Gammon. And it's upwards, and it's fallen short of Izzy Patel. They come through for 1, they won't get the second. A phenomenal over from Belcher in the closing stages of this game. Just the 7 from it, 27 runs from her 4 overs. Glamorgan 148 for 5.
Yeah, it's good death bowling, isn't it, there from Belcher. She's applied herself, bowling to her field, and the fielders have stepped up there to keep it and restrict it as much as they can. It's looking like it will be Alice Bird then for the final over from that River Taff end, and again, she'll be trying to do similar in terms of her line and length, being able to apply herself and go through that process. Glamorgan ultimately are going to be wanting to pick up as many runs as they can now in the final 6 balls of the game here today.
Alice Bird ready at the top of her mark. Big moment for the 20-year-old coming in to Bethan Gammon. And it's a lovely Yorker length delivery from Bird to kick things off. She's unlucky that they managed to scamper through for the second there. Direct hit, she may have been in trouble, but she was so eager for that run.
Yeah, that's really good running from Gemma Porter. She's turned and immediately gone. She knows she's going to be the one running to that danger end, and she does so with ease at the end there, actually. Going to be everything Glamorgan can now to get twos, boundaries, and anything else.
Bird into Gammon. And it's worked upward through the leg side, and it's taken. It's a lovely take from Izzy Patel on the leg side boundary. A much deserved wicket for Alice Bird, her first of the day. They dismissed the dangerous Bethan Gammon for 69.
Yeah, real shame there. She looked to play that shot, looked to get it over her head, just wasn't to be in terms of where the fielders are, and taking a very nice catch then in the end, as we can see on the replay on your screens now.
It brings an outstanding knock from Bethan Gammon to an end. A much needed knock from a Glamorgan perspective to get them up to a really competitive total.
Found ready there with the catch, taking a nice catch actually, and took the one earlier on again to dismiss the batter. You want your fielders to be able to produce that when they're going through the processes, and ensuring that the wickets keep falling for Gloucestershire.
It has brought Eve Jackson to the crease. 16 runs for her this season. We'll be hoping to get some here at the back end, or most importantly, get Porter on strike as Bird comes in. And she's tried to heave it through the offside. She can't get a bat on it. It's gone under her bat for a dot ball.
Yeah, we spoke about Eve Jackson's bowling earlier on, actually, and Rich Priest mentioning that she's been given the new ball on a few occasions, having that opportunity, but also very tidy with the bat. An opportunity here again for Eve Jackson to perform on this stage.
And it's a full delivery from Bird. They'll come through for a single to get Porter on strike. This is great death bowling from Gloucestershire.
Yeah, both bowlers there, Belcher and Bird, now finishing up here, really knowing what their plans are, knowing how to bowl to their field, and putting that into practice here today. Porter then on strike, and an opportunity for her to get some more runs.
And it's full from Alice Bird, pushed through the leg side. They'll come through for the second, taking on the arm of Reddy. She's broken the stumps, Alice Bird. She hasn't got the run out. Good two from Glamorgan in these closing stages.
Yeah, it is a good two. It's Eve Jackson turning and going. She knows she's going to the danger end. She runs hard and gets in there, despite the very good throw actually from Reddy as she's thrown in. Just one legal delivery remaining for the game today. An opportunity then for both Gloucestershire and for Glamorgan. Who's going to come out on top in terms of this first innings?
Worked through the leg side for the final ball of the innings. They'll scamper through for a single. They think about the second. It isn't on.
No, and that is the end of the innings, isn't it, for Glamorgan, as they finish 154 for 6. Considering where they were in the early stage of the game, I'm sure they would take that at this stage. Lots of good bowling opportunities there for Gloucestershire, as they restricted Glamorgan and limited their boundaries really in those final stages of the game.
155 to win for Gloucestershire in this final. Having a look at some of the highlights of this innings, there were early wickets of Daisy Jeans and Lauren Parfitt by a rather impressive run out between Belcher and Daniels, and the wicket from Phillips, but Megan Sturge and Bethan Gammon provided some stability in the middle phases. 36 for Sturge from 32, 69 from 47 for Gammon. Knock of the day for me. Megan McCall coming in, couple of quick boundaries, but she got caught and bowled by an outstanding crab by Liv Daniels, one of the best you will see. Hand out to her right, it just stuck. Gemma Porter 8 not out at the end alongside Eve Jackson. For Gloucestershire, Charlie Phillips once again was the star of the show. 3 wickets for 25 runs. There was also wickets for Liv Daniels and Alice Bird, but really economical spell from Caitlin Boucher with 0 for 27.
Yeah, no, it really was shared between the parties there, wasn't it, in terms of what they were doing and how they were applying themselves. Gloucestershire taking that intensity they had from the Kent game straight into this game with Glamorgan and really putting them under pressure from the start. As you said, there are 2 early wickets of Parfitt and Jeans. Gammon inevitably then kicking on and being able to perform for her team.
Well then, here we are. Glamorgan are 150... Gloucestershire 155 runs away from for winning the Tier 2 final. It's a big one here at Sophia Gardens. Do stay tuned and join us after the innings break for more.
All the fun and all the games, they all start here with All Stars Cricket. Skills, friendships, smiles, dreams. It all happens here. Every session is all-out action. All invited, even mums and dads. That ball, catch, go. All stars and all stars.
We look cool and feel amazing.
Our games are full of action.
This is the way we play. Give it 100. Sign up now.
What are you doing here? You're here to see me? Well, come on then, I'm Edie. I'm 9, and this is my way to play. This is my club, Oakham. England have got their superstars, and I've got mine. Let me introduce them to you. First, the team keeping us fed. That smells good, Mum. Best team cricket. Meet the ground staff. They made the pitch perfect so I can hit massive sixes. That's massive! We're one big family here at Oakham. Speaking of family, that's my sister Charlotte. She taught me to score, and that's my brother Will. I played for his team once. I was the only one who didn't get out. Meet my coaches. They're helping me to become an England wicketkeeper, just like Amy Jones. I'm small, but I'm ready for anything. Right, Delish? Imagine the most fun you can have. And double it, and double it, and double it again! But on a match day, we mean business. Girls, someone wants to say good luck.
Lightning fast behind the stumps, Edie.
Let's go, Oakham!
Every cricketer starts somewhere, with the people who make it possible, my team, my club, and my heroes. I couldn't play the game without them, and I wouldn't change a single thing.
All the fun and all the games, they all start here with All Stars Cricket. skills, friendships, smiles, dreams. It all happens here. Every session is all-out action. All invited, even mums and dads. That ball, catch, go.
All-star and all-stars.
We look cool and feel amazing.
Our games are full of action.
This is the way we play. Give it 100. Sign up now.
What are you doing here? You're here to see me? Well, come on then, I'm Edie. I'm 9, and this is my way to play. This is my club, Oakham. England have got their superstars, and I've got mine. Let me introduce them to you. First, the team keeping us fed. That smells good, Mum. Best team cricket. Meet the ground staff. They make the pitch perfect so I can hit massive sixes. That's massive! We're one big family here at Oakham. Speaking of family, that's my sister Charlotte. She taught me to score, and that's my brother Will. I played for his team once. I was the only one who didn't get out. Meet my coaches. They're helping me to become an England wicketkeeper, just like Amy Jones. I'm small, but I'm ready for anything. Right, Delish? Imagine the most fun you can have. And double it, and double it, and double it again! But on a match day, we mean business. Girls, someone wants to say good luck.
Lightning fast behind the stumps, Edie.
Let's go, Oakham!
Every cricketer starts somewhere. With the people who make it possible, my team, my club, and my heroes. I couldn't play the game without them, and I wouldn't change a single thing.
Since the first Women's Cricket World Cup was held in England and Wales in 1973, the change in the game has been unrecognisable.
53 years later, the ICC Women's T20 World Cup is back on home soil.
And we're celebrating 53 women whose passion, determination, and ambition have shaped the game. The players, the coaches, the umpires and scorers, the groundskeepers, the broadcasters, the sports scientists, the leaders, the volunteers, all the people who make cricket happen.
Women from every background.
Every corner of the game. Women who are leading the way, inspiring the next generation, creating opportunities, and who are making cricket a game for everyone. 53 years, 53 women, and 53 seats at Edgbaston throughout the tournament. At the ground where the 1973 World Cup final was played, and where the world's best will gather again in 2026.
Different stories,
different roles.
We've got people from umpires to people that run their own charities to people that coach in programmes, people that play, but also a group of 53 women empowering other young women and championing cricket for women and girls. It's lovely.
Once you feel the spirit of cricket, you just cannot give it up.
That is absolutely extraordinary.
7 weeks of tough competition in the League 2 Vitality Blast have led to this. Sophia Gardens, the final. It is Glamorgan versus Gloucestershire. I'm Rosa Simpkin, alongside me Lydia Clements. What an occasion, Lydia.
Good afternoon. Yes, indeed. A huge second innings here about to get underway between Glamorgan and Gloucestershire. Glamorgan now out to field, having scored 154 earlier on in their innings. A real opportunity for their bowlers to stand up and defend what their batters were able to do.
And it is going to be the woman of the moment, Emily Monday, on strike, player of the match in the first innings for her knock against the top wicket taker in the tournament, Gemma Porter. 15 wickets for her across the blast, and she'll be hoping for one more early up here. Coming in to Emily Monday, and she's bowled her! First ball for Glamorgan! 0 for 1 are Gloucestershire. Emily Monday can't repeat her heroics of the first innings. The top blast wicket taker prevails. Gloucestershire are 0 for 1.
I am speechless. That is huge for Gemma Porter. The way that she's been able to do that straight out off the bat. Emily Monday nowhere to be seen with regards to her bat. And a real change then for momentum now for Glamorgan as they go in. She was absolutely ecstatic with that. You can see it on her face when the delivery is bowled. Fantastic work. It shows how much it means to them.
It was stunning work. Emily Monday making room to fire that through the offside. She can't get back on her. It clean bowls her. What a start for Glamorgan.
Yeah, fantastic. You can't get a better start, can you, Rosa, in terms of what they're doing here today. It's fantastic to see. And it brings to the crease then Prathana Reddy, number 3 here for Gloucestershire today. Performed earlier on with the bat, has had an opportunity, and we'll see whether or not she's able to do that again for her team here this afternoon. But goodness, what a start for Glamorgan.
Prathana Reddy to the crease, probably earlier than she would have been anticipating. Can Porter add to her wicket tally early up at the River Taff end? Right arm to right arm, coming into Reddy, and it's worked straight back down the ground for a dot ball.
Yes, what you want as Gloucestershire, isn't it? Next ball, you don't want another wicket following that quite quickly. They'll be happy to see a dot, a couple of singles, things like that, turning it over, and again, Reddy looking to maximise on that power play.
Porter into Reddy, and she's worked it through the offside. It will evade the fielder at point, running away. Can she cut it off? No, she can't. The first 4 of the game for Gloucestershire, 4 for 1 from 3 balls.
Yeah, she tried to get there, didn't she? Running after that ball through there. But again, similar actually to the Glamorgan innings. Glamorgan got a boundary off the 3rd ball. It was Lauren Parfitt that scored it in our innings. And looking here then, Prathana Reddy able to put it away here in this innings. Interesting to see what could happen, although the only difference being that wicket on the first ball.
Great start for Reddy, putting Porter under a little bit of pressure after that wicket first ball as she comes in again. And it's hit into the leg side for a dot ball.
Yeah, Glamorgan will be wanting to stop everything in this ring now. All these dot balls, making sure that it's as hard as possible for Gloucestershire to get any runs on the board here.
Trying to work it around the corner again, Reddy. She can only get it as far as mid-wicket.
Yeah, similar shot to what she played before, looking to work it where she can. If she gets it a little bit square, there probably is a single there.
Worked straight back to Porter by Reddy to bring about the end of an eventful first over. Gloucestershire 4 for 1. Emily Monday departing first ball, clean bowled by Gemma Porter.
Yeah, it was fantastic up front from Porter. She's been a real asset for Glamorgan this season, leading the attack with her 15 wickets and signing ultimately for Glamorgan on loan more so last season, and then really cementing her position as an opening bowler in the T20s.
Lauren Parfitt. No, not Lauren Parfitt. She did not speak to us during the first game. It was Rachel Priest who spoke to us during the first game. She spoke about Eve Jackson and Eve Jackson's role with the new ball. It will be Jackson to come on here at the Cathedral Road end.
Yeah, lovely bowler actually, Eve. The way she gets her action, a little bit of in-swing sometimes, looking to use that again then to her advantage today. It does look a little bit windy out there. Wonder if that'll impact it. But hopefully with that line, with that length, she'll be able to put the pressure back on Gloucestershire.
Coming into Georgie start. And it's a full delivery, worked straight to mid-wicket for Georgie Start's first ball faced of the game. She spent the whole of that first over off strike.
Yeah, you'd probably want to be off strike, wouldn't you, at the start of that game? You see Gemma Porter sort of attacking the stumps in that way, and you go, I'm safest up here at the non-striker's end, thank you.
Jackson in once more to start. And she aims over Lauren Parfitt's head. It would have been an outstanding catch had it been taken. It runs away for 4. Georgie Start's first of the game, taking Gloucestershire to 8 for 1.
These boundaries are really crucial for Gloucestershire now to put the pressure back on Glamorgan and say, actually, yes, you've got 1 wicket, but we're still going to go about our business and score runs here. And that's exactly what they've done there from that ball there in Eve Jackson's over.
Jackson coming in to start. And she's certainly getting started as she works it into the leg side, selected by the fielder for a single.
Yeah, and that's the definition, isn't it, of bowling to your field, having the opportunity then. You've got a deep square leg, she's got a deep mid-wicket. We know it's going to be coming into these batters, having the opportunity then to play at the stumps as much as you can.
And it's worked straight to point by Reddy for a dot ball.
Yes, well fielded again. Sarah Phillips there in the cover region, trying to minimise anything that Gloucestershire can get, and that's again going to keep the intensity here for Glamorgan, keep it in their favour for as long as they can.
Jackson into Reddy, and it's worked. It's hit into the pitch by Reddy. It will be cut off by the dynamic Bethan Gammon in the field.
Yes, indeed. She gets across well there, doesn't she? Cutting it off in that way, and just the dot ball for Gloucestershire. Looking as we're coming up to the end of Eve Jackson's first over. First of many for this innings, I'm sure.
Swept by Reddy. It will be cut off by the fielder. As they look for the second, they won't come through. Bringing about the end of the second over. Gloucestershire 10 for 1.
And again, that's the distinction, isn't it? The start of the innings in the previous one, looking at 10 runs in the first over. Here, 10 runs in the first 2 and a wicket down. It'll be interesting to see once we have a worm as we get into the innings, what that looks like on the screen. But it's all part of the process, seeing what Gloucestershire can do as they go, as they develop now, and looking to see what Gemma Porter can do as she comes for her second over of the innings. Third over overall.
Gemma Porter, the woman of the moment with that first ball wicket. Exactly what you want in T20 cricket as she comes into Profana Reddy. And it's swept upwards. It will fall safe as they come through for a single.
Yeah, straight out to the fielder out there. She stopped it quite cleanly, picked it up, thrown it back in. And again, limiting the boundaries where they can, Glamorgan. Seeing how Gloucestershire react to being restricted in that way.
Brings Georgie Starr on strike. She spent an over at the other end watching Porter go about her business. She'll be hoping to not give away her wicket in these early stages. And it's swept away straight to the fielder at point. Katie Cobb gets it in beautifully, and they just managed a single.
Yeah, straight off strike there for start, and looking to do the right thing as part of the innings, turning over the strike and getting that run rate creeping up towards Glamorgan's total.
And it's just worked off glanced off the face of Reddy's bat. It will be cut off by the fielder, but they do come through for a second despite a superb throw into Megan Sturge.
A slight misfield, wasn't it? Just gave that opportunity then for the batters to get back for that 2, and again that's what they're going to want to do now, shift the momentum back into Gloucestershire's favour. Required run rate is sitting at 8.1 and the current run rate of 5.6. Everything they can do to get it more towards that is going to give them a bit closer to Glamorgan's target.
Reddy still on strike, and she swept it. It's up, it's high, and it's taken in the deep. A stunning take to the Smiths ready for another wicket for Gemma Porter. Gloucestershire 14 for 2.
Yeah, fantastic catch by Milan. It's where we saw Reddy fielding earlier on. She took a nice one when she was fielding there. And we see it again here for Glamorgan. It's not a shot that people have been able to get away today. Quite a large boundary actually out on that leg side and taking it very nicely in the end. Glamorgan will be happy with that. Gemma Porter with 2 already in this game.
Early trouble for Gloucestershire in their chase. We're seeing again that lovely, stunning take by Daisy Milan. Megan Sturge enjoyed that one behind the stumps, it's safe to say.
Brings to the wicket then Meg Ahern for Gloucestershire, making her way up now to join Georgina Start and see what she could do in terms of this innings. A wicketkeeper that we saw earlier on, looking to make her mark in this game.
Meg Ahern, of course, a part of Glamorgan's Academy, a Gloucestershire Pathway product. However, she scored a lovely 36 in the first game to get Gloucestershire to a really strong total. Coming in earlier in this one, but she'll really need to get going. And it's a great start, working it around the corner to get off the mark with a single. Think about the second, it's not on.
It's well attacked actually out there by Eve Jackson, putting the pressure on the batters and saying there's no 2 here, and they turned each other down saying no and no. Probably the right decision again in the situation of the game. Bit of a change of field then. Fielder running across down to third man. It's a shot that we've seen Georgina Start play so far as we've gone through, so we will see whether or not she's willing to play it again or whether or not she'll change her game now.
Porter coming in to start. And it's worked into the point region. A lovely diving, almost rolling stop.
Yeah, as a captain, you're very happy with that. When you move the field and then the ball goes straight to the fielder, it's always a good look. So, yeah, credit to Lauren Parfitt there in terms of what she's doing with her field, talking to her bowlers, being able to set those plans up in action and play. We've got a change of bowler from the Cathedral Road end. It will be Katie Cobb now. Eve Jackson with just the 1 over to start the game here, looking potentially to change it up between the bowlers, try and set the batters sort of at a little bit of unease when they know what they're facing and see what they can do.
Katie Cobb, the 2025 Glamorgan Academy Player of the Season. She's really stepped up this season for the first team. 7 wickets in the blast, 2nd overall in the comp for Glamorgan. Offers something really unique with her slow left arm, orthodox bowling. Real height makes it very difficult to tell what angle it's going to come in at you.
Yeah, we spoke about that, didn't we, actually, in the Middlesex game, and the opportunity she had then from that height to be able to get that sort of bounce in that way is fantastic.
And who's into Ahern first of all, who swept it away for a stunning 4. A lovely shot from the 17-year-old wicketkeeper batter, taking Gloucestershire to 19 for 2.
Yeah, she's still playing her game, isn't she? Trusting in what she knows, not worrying too much about what the bowlers are doing. And Meg Ahern, they're playing a lovely shot down towards sort of deep backward square leg. There was no fielder out there. It's raced away for 4 runs.
Katie Cobb will be hoping to correct her line as she comes into Ahern. And it's much better from the youngster. It will just be the single to the arm of Daisy Jeans.
Yeah, it's exactly what she does there, isn't it? The other one sort of shifting down leg a little bit. That one much straighter and played back much straighter by the batter.
It brings Georgina Start on strike, left arm in. And she's weighted back in her crease. It will be a dot ball.
A big throw there from the covers into the wicketkeeper. She's jumped high up for that, Meg Sturge, taking it quite nicely in the end.
Cobb in for the 4th of her over. And it's kept high. It's going to be cut off by Daisy Milan. Rolling stop gets through for the single, but higher delivery, fuller delivery from Cobb.
Yeah, it's very well fielded. She's got a clap from her teammates, and rightly so, covering a lot of ground there, getting back up and getting it in just for the single.
And went upwards towards the pad. I'm assuming that there was quite obviously some bat on it. There was no real appeal from Megan Sturge behind the stumps or Katie Cobb. One more to come in her opening over.
A little change of field, moving another fielder down to that sort of point region.
And it's worked the other direction entirely around the pad by Meg Ahern. She gets through for a single to bring about the end of the fourth over. Gloucestershire at 22 for 2.
Yeah, they're working it around, aren't they? Sort of doing their bit. 7 off 5 balls. Again, sort of what you would expect at this stage of the game. Working their way in, making a start ultimately for Georgina's start, and carrying on there through this innings as they can. 16 overs remaining, an opportunity for them to get another 133 runs, which is what is required to win here today.
We're going to have Eve Jackson continuing at the River Taff end.
A change of end for Eve Jackson. See what she can do, see what the difference is down here. Maybe sort of wind direction. It does look like it's picked up a little bit at the moment.
And it's full to Ahern, but she works it away for a single. They think about the second. It is declined. Yeah, we can see the trees blowing in our eye line. A little bit of breeze picking up, hopefully making it a little bit more pleasant to be out there on the field in this heat.
So the fielders are probably grateful for the slight breeze in the air.
Jackson coming in to Georgina start. And it's worked upwards through the leg side for 1. And the slight misfield will allow them to come through for a second.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed with that, Daisy Milan. She got in a good position to stop that ball, to stop as she has been doing the 2s on the boundary. But just that, the slight misfield allows Gloucestershire to pick up that 2, and they run through quite nicely there.
She's being kept busy in the field,
yes,
is
indeed.
Daisy Milan. As Jackson comes in to start. And it's kept full. There's a muted appeal for LBW. No one looked particularly convinced.
No, I think just generally because it hit the pads, a bit of excitement, but maybe looked like it was going down in the end, and that's probably the reason for the slightly less passionate appeal than what we're used to at these fixtures.
And it's worked away by Georgina Start for no run.
We had a nice dot ball for Eve Jackson. Their change of ends sort of helping her in this way. Just 1, 2 and then 2 dots off the over so far.
Jackson showing her real promise. She does also have real wicket-taking prowess, and she'll be hoping for 1 here as she comes in to start. And she's managed to work that through the offside, almost catching the under edge of her bat as she worked it through, as then they come through for 1.
Yeah, she was Glamorgan's young player of the season last year. And again, as I said, that's that promise, that potential that they can see as she develops now with both the bat and the ball.
Jackson into Ahern, and it's full, and it will be hit to the fielder in the ring, and direct hit, and she is gone there, Meg Ahern. It's a great effort from the fielder, and questionable running decisions from Gloucestershire.
Yeah, really risky, isn't it? It's the arm of Daisy Jeans. Like you said, a direct hit would have been very interesting there for Gloucestershire. Trying to pick up the runs, aren't they, and what they're doing here, trying to get closer to that run rate, and in doing so, giving a bit of a chance there. But luckily for Gloucestershire, they are still in.
Sarah Phillips is going to come on for her first of the game here. A nice right arm off spin, took a wicket last time out.
Yeah, 4 wickets overall in the tournament so far, and as I say, right arm off spin, looking to get it into the batter here.
Ahern on strike. And it's a wide delivery. It's got the under edge of Ahern's bat, and she's lucky that hasn't played onto her stumps.
Yeah, slightly wider, isn't it? Sort of 4th, 5th, 6th stump there, probably just outside, looking ultimately to see if she can turn it back into the batters.
It's fuller from Phillips. They take on the arm of the skipper, and they will get through for a quick single.
Yeah, Lauren Parfitt, similar position to what we saw Emily Geach doing actually earlier on in that mid-off position. And again, a direct hit then makes it very interesting.
She likes to field at mid-off, does Lauren Parfitt, as Sarah Phillips comes into Georgina starts. And it's worked through the leg side, and it will be cut off by Daisy Mulan. Ever busy Daisy Mulan for a single.
Yeah, she is everywhere today, isn't she? Picking up those balls and throwing them in. And again, restricting Gloucestershire here to just the single off that ball.
Just 2 from the over so far for Phillips. Coming into the right-handed Meg Ahern. And it's full, and it's up, and it's taken by Daisy Mulan. What a base, what a set, and another wicket for Glamorgan. Gloucestershire at 29 for 3.
Yeah, fantastic work there from Daisy Mulan. Similar actually to the catch that she took earlier on out on the other boundary. But again, lovely in that dismissal there. Gone up, straight into her hands, and she takes it very cleanly in the end. She'll be happy with that one, as will Sarah Phillips.
Trying to take advantage of the full delivery. Meg Ahern can't get herself completely behind it and can't clear the head of Daisy Mulan. Both batters that scored key runs for Gloucestershire in that eliminator versus Kent are dismissed.
Yeah, that's the thing for Glamorgan now, isn't it? Taking key, crucial wickets at these stages of the game will keep them feeling like they're really on top here and feeling like Gloucestershire have got a bit of pressure. It does bring Emily Geach to the crease. An opportunity here for her to bat, having scored 171 runs in the Vitality Blast games so far.
My issue with commentating on Emily Geach is the academy, Glamorgan's academy, went on a tour, winter tour to India, and they did a game of traitors as a team, and she played Claudia Winkleman fit with the Claudia Winkleman hair, and every time I watch her play, that's all I could think about ever since.
Fantastic. Yeah, it was Emily Geach that was dangerous actually against Glamorgan in the group stages. She'll be looking to maintain that now as she comes in to bat for Gloucestershire.
And she works it into the inner ring for a dot. She won't be hoping to keep dancing, but she will be hoping to keep batting in the spirit of Claudia today. A real all-rounder for this side, one of the key faces for them. Exciting for Glamorgan that she's a part of that academy, although she's a Cornwall pathway product. As Phillips comes in, it's worked straight back to her for a second dot ball to end the 6th over. Gloucestershire at 29 for 3.
I've just got the image now of Emily Geach in it, in a wig and a cloak, batting there for Gloucestershire. Luckily, she doesn't have that on today. She's able to manoeuvre her arms much easier than that would be. An opportunity then for a change in bowler for Glamorgan from the other end, from the River Tap end. It is Nicole Reid coming on to bowl here. Dangerous leg spinner for Glamorgan, taken 6 wickets so far in this competition and be looking to take some more today.
Anyone who would have heard us on the mic for Glamorgan's games this season will know that we really rate Nicole Reid's leg spin. There's just something about her, something about her pace and her variety of pace that makes her really difficult to judge.
It's incredibly difficult to play, yeah, exactly, and in being able to know what to do. Do you use your feet? Do you sweep? She makes it very difficult to do either.
And start weights in her crease. It's worked straight to point. Nicole Reid bowling in sunglasses here, which will be controversial to some watchers. It is very bright out there. Coming in again to start. And it's upwards, and it's a leaping effort from, I believe it might be Bethan Gammon. Is it? Who is in that position?
I think it's Megan McCall there fielding, but yeah, just over the top of her, wasn't it? As she's tried to reach her, it would have been a great catch and a great opportunity. Just the single in the end for Gloucestershire there.
It would have been a great grab for Megan McCall. She took a few in that position for Scotland during the World Cup.
Got the left-hand, right-hand combination now as Glamorgan change their field, trying to cater for Emily Geach.
And she's waited, she's swept it, and she will get off the mark here, Emily Geach, coming through for a single.
Yeah, quite tight fielding here from Glamorgan, looking to, as we say, restrict Gloucestershire as much as they can, looking to change those boundaries into twos, into ones and dots.
Reed in to start. And it's looped high, that one. Start has waited for it, swept it away through the leg side.
Yeah, she's come down quite nicely, hasn't she? Start using her feet there, having that opportunity to work it then into that leg side, and does so for one run. Again, Glamorgan having to change the field because of the left-right hand combination here.
There's nothing worse than a left-hand, right-hand combination in this level of heat. As Nicole Reed comes in to the left-handed Emily Geach, and it's worked straight to the fielder at mid-wicket.
Yeah, especially because the fielders are out deep, isn't it? It does take a lot more steps to change it around, but they've done well here, and they'll want to be reducing those singles as much as they can.
And it's swept by Emily Geach, and it's swept well, but it will be cut off by the boundary sweeper. They come through for a second, taking the score to 34 for 3 at the conclusion of the 7th over.
Yes, well picked up by Sarah Phillips. Hit Meg Sturge. I hope she's okay. Giving her a little hobble and walking off hopefully quite nicely now.
We've got a little pack of birds. I don't know what a pack of birds, a flock of birds causing absolute carnage on the outfield at the moment.
I think there might be some grass seed or something on one of the strips, it looks like, doesn't it? They keep moving from side to side as the fielders are. Eve Jackson chasing them away now.
The ground staff watching on and sighing as they eat their recently placed seed. We can see that Gloucestershire is slightly below the rate, not dramatically so. If they can get a partnership going here, you can see them accelerating.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. These two just kick on now as they develop into this innings together, and Glamorgan wanting to disrupt that ultimately.
Sarah Phillips continuing at the Cathedral Road end. Start advancing down the track. She won't find a gap. It's cut off very well by Daisy Jeans. They do come through for a second.
Yeah, fantastic first over there from Sarah Phillips. Just 1 over, 2 runs and 1 wicket from it. And she'll be looking to continue that now as she goes into this next one.
It was an outrageous opening over as she comes in to the right-handed Georgina start. And it's heaved through the leg side, but it will be cut off by Daisy Mulan for 1.
Yeah, a little bit shorter, wasn't it, at that length? Opportunity then overthrows from Daisy Mulan as it goes through Meg Sturge, but luckily still just the 1 off that ball. And again, a change of field because of the left-right hand combination.
Coming in around the wicket to the left-hander, Sarah Phillips. She's advanced down the track and it's hit straight back towards her, just over the hand of Sarah Phillips.
Yeah, another one that you sort of think if it was a couple of inches closer, it'd be very interesting. You'd hope, again, similar to Liv Daniels' catch in their innings, that would just stick in her hand.
Phillips coming into the right-handed start, and she's attempted the reverse sweep, and there's a stumping chance. It's not being given. Big opportunity for Glamorgan. Megan Sturge was straight up. The umpire running straight in, maybe giving a slight impression, but not out is the call.
Yeah, Meg Sturge was very happy with that one, wasn't she? Going straight up. Unfortunately, though, no one else really in support there as part of it. Although, yeah, interesting one.
It looked like she was struggling to get her foot down.
The back foot, wasn't it? Yeah.
But we'll have to trust the umpire. Had a better view than we did as Phillips comes in to start. Advancing down the track. She will find the gap. Jeans can't cut it off to score a much needed 4 for Gloucestershire, taking them to 42 for 3.
Yeah, it's just gone between Daisy Jeans and Daisy Milan there. Split the daisies and raced away for 4 runs. So Gloucestershire will enjoy that one. They're going to need a few more boundaries to get near to that run rate again.
Successfully using her feet against the spin here, Georgina starts, despite the keeper being stood up as Phillips comes in again. And she stays back in her crease this time, almost as a full twirl, and they come through for the single.
Yeah, so the opposite, wasn't it? Exactly, getting right back, getting quite deep, and then opening up that sort of behind square option. It's gone straight to the fielder, but they've still run. And again, sort of trusting each other in that way to know that they can call and run quick singles.
I mean, for Glamorgan here, I think the big thing is not to get ahead of yourself. You've had a really strong start taking these early wickets, but there's still 12 overs to go in this game and a lot of cricket to be played between you and that trophy.
Yeah, definitely. You won't want to make too many changes. They don't, as Nicole Reid carries on from the River Taff end.
Reid into start. It's gone straight through to Sturge behind the sticks.
Yeah, she's a very expressive keeper. You always feel like there's something going to happen in the game when she's there behind the stumps.
Advancing down the track again, it will go lovely and straight down the ground, but hasn't quite got the pace to evade the fielder as they come through for one.
Yeah, looser throw, wasn't it, back to Nicole Reid. They're not able to pick it up, but Gloucestershire not really looking to get a two there. Be happy with the one single. We've got the left-hander of Emily Geach back on strike here.
Good early pressure. Singles are not going to get to this total for Gloucestershire. As it's Geach working down the track, and there's a fielder underneath it, and she's taken. It looked momentarily as if it would go over the head of Bethan Gammon, is it out there? On circulating the boundary rope. It's the left-handed Emily Geach who has to depart. A fourth wicket for Gloucestershire. Glamorgan are looking well on top.
It's just as we were saying, wasn't it? The singles won't do it. They needed something, and Emily Geach thought she got it nearly over the head of Bethan Gammon there, but she takes it quite difficultly in the end, but manages to keep it in her hand even as she falls to the ground. And fantastic then to get a wicket for Glamorgan.
It stayed in the air a long time, and then it's very suddenly lost its momentum, diving down at Bethan Gammon. Megan Sturge behind the stumps, a very dynamic character. Really enjoyed that catch from Bethan.
Yeah, it's good to see the girls sort of getting behind each other, enjoying these wickets and seeing that passion play out. As you say, an opportunity then to get one step closer to that trophy.
It does bring the new batter to the crease. It will be Izzy Patel for Gloucestershire. Was very heavily involved in the fielding innings. A few catches, lots of dynamic energy cutting off those fours. She has 147 runs at a 29 average this season. She's a pathway product for Gloucestershire. She made her debut as a 16-year-old, so she'll really be hoping to get her side over the line here. Reid into Patel, and it's worked into the point region for a single.
Again, it's that one-off one, isn't it? These new batters coming in, keeping that momentum going. She's joining Start there, looking to build on what Start has done so far. 22 off 22, both now with 100 strike rates, trying to keep that momentum going.
She's tried to sweep it away there. Georgina Start off Reid. Has not got hold of it. It's gone straight through to Megan Sturge behind the stumps as Reid comes in again. And she does get behind that one, and she will split the two fielders on the leg side as it runs away for four. A much needed four for Gloucestershire, taking them to 49 for four. All the fours.
It's just really kicked off the pitch, actually. I don't think the fielder expected it to go quite that fast, and then wasn't really in a position to stop it in the end. A nice boundary there for starting for Gloucestershire.
It was indeed. I believe Katie Cobb is going to return at the Cathedral Road end. Her tall left arm spin, slow spin.
Yeah, 1 over so far for 7 runs, and she'll be looking to get that economy down and get a couple of wickets here for her team, as she has done previously.
We have seen some movement in the pitch. It has been gripping for the spinners, so Cobb will really be hoping to take advantage of that with her added height. Basically, in case you can't tell, she's very tall as she comes into Izzy Patel, and it's worked straight back to her for a dot ball.
Yeah, quite tall for a spinner, isn't it? Sort of similar, almost sort of, you think Sophie Eccleston very tall again for a spinner, and it gives them that opportunity to get that height.
And it's fuller by Cobb. It's worked into the leg side and collected by Daisy Milan as they come through for a single.
Yeah, nice single again for Gloucestershire, taking over as they do. Run rate currently at 5.4. It's creeping up though, that required rate now at 9.8. And they'll be very aware of that as they need to score runs.
Coming down the track, it's hit over the head of Lauren Parfitt. She will stop it from reaching the rope as they come through for a second.
Again, singles, we don't really mind that for Glamorgan. It's not going to be enough for Gloucestershire at this stage. And I'd imagine here we're going to see some more sweeping from Georgina Start.
Cobb in again to start. And she's tried to advance down the track, changed her mind, worked it into the leg side for one.
And again, little ones, isn't it? Little ones changing the field, trying to put that pressure back on and see what Gloucestershire can do as we get up to the halfway point of the game.
2 to come in Cobb's second over, still in hunt of her first wicket of the game. And advancing down the track is Patel. It's gone lovely and straight, and Daisy Jeans won't be able to catch it. A much needed 4 for Gloucestershire, 57 for 4.
Yeah, lovely there for Mizzy Patel, being able to use her feet in that way and get that boundary fielder out there. Daisy Jeans unfortunately not near it for Glamorgan, and a very nice shot there from Patel.
One more to come in this Cobb over, 7 from it so far. She's come down the track again, it's upwards, and it will fall into that gap on the leg side. Another 4 consecutive boundaries for Gloucestershire, taking them to 61 for 4 from 10 overs.
Yeah, an expensive over actually in the end for Katie Cobb there. Just the 2 boundaries off those last 2 balls, sort of affecting in that way. Glamorgan are going to want to try and bring it back as much as they can, try and get some more dots in place. But in terms of Gloucestershire, they'll be very happy with that over and what it means for them in terms of their momentum.
They will indeed. Gloucestershire trying to get more of a hold on this game here. They require a 9.4 run rate, 94 to win from 60 balls. It's doable, but it's tough.
Yeah, it's a real turning point, isn't it? Sort of halfway through the game, 10 overs gone, 10 overs remaining. Eve Jackson coming on from the River Taff end.
And it's full from Jackson. Start gets... I thought she got a bit of bat on that one. The umpire doesn't believe so. It's been given as a wide.
Yeah, I thought she did as well, to be honest. Looked like she got it right down into the ground from what we were seeing. But potentially not there, given as a wide for Jackson.
Not much argument from Jackson as she comes in again. And it's hit straight down the ground, but straight into the grasp of the fielder. As they think about the second, they just take the single.
Yeah, a little bit out of her crease there when she's sort of coming down to ask the question to Izzy Patello, are we running here? And as at the same time, sort of the ball coming in quite quickly towards her end, just gets back in Georgina Start.
Georgina Start brought in for this game, didn't play in that first game. Looking like a worthwhile change, currently on 30. Izzy Patel on 10, on strike. And she's attempted to scoop it, and there's an appeal for LBW, not given. Bit of a scramble there.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was a shot, that option for it because there's no fielders back behind the keeper, but ultimately didn't quite come off in her execution there. And yeah, bit of pressure on Georgina Start, knowing she's been brought in for this game, knowing she needs to score runs, and so far doing so.
She hits it through the leg side, and it will go away for another 4 for Gloucestershire. 68 for 4 for them with 9.3 overs remaining.
Yeah, momentum has really shifted, hasn't it, into Gloucestershire's favour at the moment. Looking to see what they can do, looking to get these boundaries, these singles, etc. And being able to go through those processes, putting Glamorgan now under quite a bit of pressure here.
Jackson retrieves the ball. Her right arm pace still in the hunt for her first wicket of the day.
Yeah, they're bringing up deep cover into the ring, putting out a deep square leg where that ball just went. See if they can try cut off those boundary options. See whether or not Georgina Stark uses that and goes over the offside.
And it's bowled her, clean bowled her. She gets that first wicket. The Welsh national here at the home of Welsh cricket, dismissing the ever dangerous Georgina Stark. Gloucestershire lose another.
I think she's overthought it a little bit there, Georgina Stark. She's seen the change in field. She's tried to adjust her game and move her feet, looking to go over the offside. Now she does so, sort of stepping back in that way. Just opened up the stumps there for Eve Jackson. Very happy with that wicket, and rightly so. Very deserved in what she's given us so far in her spell.
She's 19 years old here, Eve Jackson. Absolutely smashing it for Glamorgan, showing real promise.
Yeah, she's got 3 siblings as well, does Eve Jackson, so I'm sure there'll be a few more Jacksons on our screens coming in the future.
All of them, do they play cricket, you know?
They do all play cricket. Coming through the pathway.
A cricket mad family is what I love to hear on commentary. I think about the Curran brothers as an example of that. It has brought Caitlin Belcher to the crease. Not many batting opportunities for her this season. She's just got the 14 runs, but we saw earlier today that she's very capable with bat in hand.
Yeah, played a little bit of cameo, sort of hitting straight to see if she can do it again.
And she comes through for a single. Up to 26 now, that tally, I should say. 12 runs for her earlier today.
Yeah, getting off the mark there for Caitlin Belcher, playing that sort of complementary role here now for Izzy Patel, and looking to see what Patel can do as she progresses through the innings.
1 ball to come in this over for Jackson. And it's fuller, and it will be worked into the offside for 2. Good running from these two.
Yeah, that's great work. They're really maximising on every opportunity they can here, Gloucestershire. Even though there's wickets down, they're looking to see what they can do and looking to see how many runs they can get on that board. Creeping ever close to that run rate, and the required run rate dropping slightly to 9.3. Run rate for Gloucestershire currently sits at 6.5.
It looks like we're going to see another over from Katie Cobb at the Cathedral Road End. Not the most economical last over, but it's good to see the trust from Parfit.
I say sort of backing the bowlers in that way, exactly. 2 overs for 19. I say probably quite expensive here today, but yep, Lauren Parfit backing Katie Cobb to get a wicket here and to trust her in that way.
As Cobb comes in to Belcher. And it's a full delivery. It's just worked away for a single. They think about the second. They decide not to take on the arm of Bethan Gammon.
And rightly so there. Just the single for Gloucestershire as they continue on with their innings. And Glamorgan will be happy with just the singles, to be honest.
Gloucestershire need 83 more here as Cobb comes in. And she's tried to work it through the offside. It's ended up on the leg side for a dot ball.
I wonder if we'll see Gemma Porter come back on anytime soon, to be honest, try and disrupt again in the Gloucestershire innings.
And it's a full delivery from Katie Cobb. It's a lovely delivery from Katie Cobb. Izzy Patel can only just get her bat down in front of it and it find its way back to Katie.
Yeah, it's well bowled, isn't it? There's nothing Izzy Patel can do with that, and as you say, pats it right back to the bowler there.
And she's worked it into the point region, and it will be another dot ball. 3rd consecutive dot ball for Katie Cobb.
That's very well fielded from Eve Jackson, actually. Lovely in her pick-up and then releasing it really quickly. Never giving an option to Gloucestershire for whether or not they can run. Izzy Patel looking around as the field changes, wondering where her scoring options are.
2 to come in this Katie Cobb over. She advances down the track. It's got trapped on her pads. There's no appeal.
That was gloves up, wasn't it, from Meg Sturge? Looking excited, looking to come round and grab the ball, but no appeals, probably going down leg anyway.
She comes down the track and it's hit straight back towards Katie Cobb, and she puts it down the left armour. It does bring about a single, just 2 runs off the over.
You do imagine that's what that over was for, wasn't it? Take that wicket, and she had that opportunity to do so, just putting it down, as you say there, in that way.
Gloucestershire needing 82 to win from 48 balls. Glamorgan needing 5 wickets to win. Nicole Reid at the River Taff End in her sunglasses.
Yes, indeed, it is still sunny. Sunny right where she's looking, so it does make sense. Sometimes difficult, isn't it? People wear caps as well, and I think that's more difficult because you feel like you're going to knock them off when your arms come through in your delivery. But hopefully her glasses stay on.
Izzy Patel on 14 from 12 on strike. Caitlin Belcher at the non-strikers end, 2 from 2 for her.
Yeah, playing a supporting innings isn't Belcher at the moment, sort of getting Izzy Patel on strike.
Reid coming into Patel. She's come down the track and they will come through for a comfortable single. They think about the second, there's not one there.
That was picked up, sort of taken in that way and then picked up cleanly in the end. Glenmore going to be happy with that bit of movement in the field from Meg Sturge, just directing and sorting those angles. We see it time and time again, wicket keepers taking control of the angles. They've got the best sort of angle down there.
Reid in again to Belcher. It's a lovely shot down the ground for Belcher. It hasn't got quite the power on it to run away for 4, but great intent as they come through for a second.
Yeah, that's exactly what we saw her doing earlier on, wasn't it, against Kent. Using her feet a little bit, trying to hit quite strongly in that V and doing so very nicely as she turns that into a 2.
Try to work that straight again, Caitlin Belcher. It gets stuck underneath her. Nothing worse as a batter than not knowing where the ball's gone.
Yeah, wicketkeeper running around trying to see the ball as well, trying to work out where it is. Inevitably then in the end it's just a dot ball from it.
And it's upwards from Belcher. It will fall safe, almost in no man's land as they come through for a single.
And again, just working around the field, aren't they, Gloucestershire? Doing what they can to keep their run rate ticking over. It is creeping up though all the time. Now at 10.6 is the required rate.
Fancying down the track as Patel. It's hit straight back towards Nicole Reid. The umpire diving out of the way and feel that was coming right at her. Should she have taken that, Nicole Reid?
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? Straight back at the bowler. It's an opportunity, another real opportunity, similar to the one put down by Cobb in the previous over. That's where you want to be taking your chances.
And she's bowled her. Clean bowled her. Caitlin Belcher. Another wicket falls for Gloucestershire. 6 down. Glamorgan just 4 wickets away from the League 2 title.
Nicole Reid saying, I don't need to catch it, I'll bowl her next ball anyway. There we go. Happy days for Nicole Reid, and 2 for her now from her 3 overs as she's been going through, and that is the end of Caitlin Belcher.
It's a great response from Nicole Reid. It doesn't matter. We'll get a next ball anyway as we see it again on the replay. And it's a lovely delivery. It's a full delivery, completely evading the bat of Belcher, who played above it.
I do wonder if something's happened to Liv Daniels. We saw her fielding in a sort of backward position earlier on. You would have expected her to have come in at this stage of the innings. We've got Alice Hill to the crease at the moment. I wonder whether or not that catch hurt her hand earlier on.
I've not got any batting statistics for Alice Hill, so that implies she hasn't scored very many runs this season.
Yeah, got 9 runs, a batting average of 9, suggesting just the 1 in for her. And ultimately, we know that she delivers with the ball. That's what she's relied on. That's why she's in the team. An opportunity here for her today to see what she can do with the bat.
It is Izzy Patel on strike, as that was the end of the over. Sarah Phillips bowling from the Cathedral Road end. Coming down the track, it's upwards, it will fall safe. They come through for a single, bringing Alice Hill on strike for the first time in the game.
Yeah, frustration there from the batter. She thought it might go a little bit further, I think, trying to get that shot off. Ultimately then, as you say, Alice Hill now on strike for the first time for Gloucestershire in this game.
Sarah Phillips hunting for her second of the game as she comes into the new batter, Alice Hill. Coming down the track, managed to work that into the leg side. Didn't quite get hold of it how she was intending to, but they do get the single.
Yeah, a little bit of a full toss in the end, wasn't it, for Alice Hill? Probably a nice one to get off the mark too. Played it down, as you say, then down towards square leg, and just the single off it. Bit of a change in field then for the batter that is in at the moment, Izzy Patel, and going through it then, lots of hand motions from Glamorgan players to sort out this field. Sarah Phillips into bowl, and it's hit down straight along the ground for 6 runs. First 6 of the game that we've had so far. Should be very happy with that.
A ridiculous shot from Izzy Patel at this stage in the game. They need more of them, do Gloucestershire.
It's going to help though, isn't it, in terms of their momentum, what they're feeling. Izzy Patel, I'm sure, want to do the same again. Both those fielders that are straight are quite wide actually, so a relatively safe shot, even if it didn't get all the way over the boundary.
Coming down the track, Izzy Patel, and it will be cut off by Bethan Gammon for a single.
Yeah, similar in her intent, isn't it? Sort of looking to see what she can do straight and playing those shots then. Change of field for Alice Hill. It goes out then at deep extra cover. Looking to see if she's going to drive Sarah Phillips through there.
Swept away by Hill. They'll come through for a single. Won't take on the arm of Daisy Milan for a second.
No, again, it's the right decision at this stage of this game. Izzy Patel just scoring at a 6 a couple of balls before. You're going to be very happy to take the single and put her back on strike, as Alice Hill does there.
2 more legal deliveries to come this over for Sarah Phillips. Coming down the track. It's managed to make its way to Katie Cobb. Didn't get a hold of that, Izzy Patel.
No, straight to the 45, wasn't it, there at that angle. We've seen a few sort of batting pairs run that and look to cool and go quickly, but that wasn't the intention here for these two.
Coming down the track for the final ball of the over. They will just get the single, taking the score to 90 for 6. Gloucestershire requires 65 to win.
Yeah, she's done well actually there, Daisy Jeans, getting round then as soon as she's got the ball in her hands, releasing it quite early and quite flat. And that's what you don't want to see as a batter. You don't want to see the ball coming hurtling back towards your stumps. That's what stopped Gloucestershire in their track. And we speak about it so much in terms of fielders being able to release that ball as early as they can. It restricts the runs, as Daisy's done there. She is running long on to long on. It's a position we saw Emily Monday doing earlier on. Ultimately, we know that she can take the catches there as and when they come.
Nicole Reid is going to finish her spell, bowling her 4th of the game. Coming into Patel, it's hit straight back towards her. Lovely and straight.
Yeah, really confident now with that shot, isn't she, Izzy? Played it straight back over her head, like we said, so both those fielders are quite wide. There is an opportunity, even if it doesn't go straight over the boundary, to be playing that shot nice and straight in the V, which is exactly what she does there. She knows she's got a mission on her hand here, bringing the required run rate down. That's exactly what Izzy Patel is trying to do here for Gloucestershire.
A much needed fall from a Gloucestershire perspective as they try to creep towards this total. It's a big ask, but it's not impossible if you've got Izzy Patel striking like she is at the moment. 29 from 20 at 145 strike rate on strike to Nicole Reid. Coming down the track, swept it away. They will come through for a single.
Oh, Daisy Milan released as she does, so just falls to the floor, but she did the right thing in getting the ball out there to Meg Surge. Again, it stops the Gloucestershire batters in their track, doesn't allow them to go any further. Alice Hill then marking here her first time then facing Nicole Reid. Opportunity for her to try and score some runs as 2.
Advancing down the track, it will fall safe going over the inner ring, and she'll do her job getting Patel back on strike.
Yeah, that's what she'll want to do, isn't it? Every ball, rotate that strike, get Izzy Patel on strike, see what she can do then, scoring those boundaries. A few more boundaries for Gloucestershire will bring them right back into this game.
Coming down the track as Patel, it's set powerfully, and it will go away for another 4 for Gloucestershire, bringing up their 100 off 14.4 overs. They need 55 to win from 32 balls.
Again, they'll be very happy with that. The way that it's raced away, Fielder not really getting an opportunity to get there just by using her feet and coming down in that way. It's absolutely flown away off Izzy Patel's back there.
It's an unbelievable cameo from Izzy Patel, who pulls out last minute as Megan Sturge has to get the stumps ready.
Yeah, I think the bales just fell off, didn't they? Potentially it is windier than we can imagine sitting up here in this box.
Coming down the track is Izzy Patel, hit straight back towards Nicole Reid. She can't stop it. They come through for a single.
Yeah, she's done well there. I don't know if she's ball counting, but we're nearly at the end of the over and she knows she wants to be on strike at the other end. Opportunity then for Alice Hill, see what she can do. Can she get a 2 here and get her teammate back on strike, ready for the next over?
She can't indeed. She gets the dot to finish her spell. Nicole Reid, 2 for 27 for her from 4 overs. A remarkable spell.
Yeah, definitely. We spoke right at the beginning about what a good bowler Nicole Reid is, and she is fantastic for Glamorgan in that way, taking consistent wickets and being able to produce it when she does on this stage. So yeah, a good spell there for Nicole Reid. She'll be very happy with that.
Surprised not to see the return of Gemma Porter. Izzy Patel looking rather dangerous on 35 from 23. One you really want to dismiss. It will be Sarah Phillips to complete her spell at the Cathedral Road end. Gloucestershire needing 54 from 30. Glamorgan needing 4 wickets. It's really in the balance here at Fire Gardens.
Yeah, you imagine she's being saved for the last 2 sort of from the other end as we go through, but yeah, realistically you'd want to bring her back on now, try and restrict as much as you can. She's got the best economy of all the bowlers so far, 2 overs for just 9 runs.
Coming in to Patel, and it's hit away, and it looks as though it's going to run away for 4, and it will. What a cameo from the Gloucestershire number 4. She moves to 39. Gloucestershire move to 105.
Yeah, Izzy Patel is on fire at the moment, isn't she? The way that she's playing, what she's been able to do, manipulating the field, putting the pressure back on the Glamorgan bowlers in that way. Bowled a no ball there. Sarah Phillips been hit away. Does look like she's going off.
It looks as though she's caught her finger. I believe we've just had a signal for a free hit. It was also a no ball. No ball too many for Sarah Phillips.
Yeah, been taken off from her bowling. So we've got Megan McCall now on here to finish her over. It's always difficult coming back on to do this, sort of not warmed up necessarily, and trying inevitably to finish now what Sarah Phillips started here.
Megan McCall also not bowled yet today, so it's quite the circumstances to come into the attack in a final.
Yeah, lots of pressure on her shoulders to see if she can rise to the occasion here.
And it's upwards from Patel. And it's gone over the head of Daisy Jeans in front of us in the commentary box, away for 4. Izzy Patel playing a knock for the ages for Gloucestershire. They require 45 from 29.
Yeah, she's timed that lovely, hasn't she? I think she's deceived the fielder a little bit, sort of run forward, run back, and inevitably then bounced for 4. Perhaps the fielder should have just stayed where they were, trying to stop that before sort of running in.
McCall in again to Patel. And it's upwards, and it's gone away here. And it's gone away for 6. It's gone out of the hands of Daisy Mulan. She's parried it over the boundary rope. It's a remarkable spell for Izzy Patel. She goes to 49. Gloucestershire need 39 to win from 28 deliveries.
It's getting much, much closer now from what Izzy Patel's been doing. All those boundaries playing on Glamorgan's mind, ultimately bringing that pressure back onto them. And Izzy Patel absolutely thriving under the pressure here at the moment. Signalled initially a 4, but we know it was a 6. As you say, parried over the boundary there by Daisy Mulan.
And it will also be a free hit. Patel advancing down the track. It's hit straight back towards McCall. They come through for a single.
And that's her 50.
It's a remarkable knock for Izzy Patel. 50 off just 27 balls in the Tier 2 Blast Finals Day. The Gloucestershire pathway product, born in Bristol, made her debut for the side as a 16-year-old, is providing the goods here for Gloucestershire. Alice Hill advancing down the trap, it's upwards, Megan McCall underneath it, and she's taken it! A much needed wicket for Glamorgan after a sway in momentum. Gloucestershire 118 for 7. They need someone to stay in here with Izzy Patel.
They do. She's performing absolutely brilliantly, Izzy Patel, under the pressure and looking to do that. Alice Hill really just needed to sort of rotate the strike there and carry on the good work that's already been done. She couldn't do so. Megan McCall in the end getting across quite nicely for a very happy catch. She'll be happy with that to finish her over as she's been going through there.
It will be Alice Bird to come in here for Gloucestershire. She's got 28 runs at a 28 average coming in at the back end and 140 strike rate. She can swing at it late on.
And because of the no balls that we've had so far in this over, there are still 3 legal deliveries to be given here from Megan McCall. Just feel like a very long over for Glamorgan. I'm sure one they will want to put behind them very soon.
Required rate coming down to 8.2, Gloucestershire at 7.6. It will be Alice Bird, the new batter, on strike. She provided the goods with ball. Can she provide the goods for Gloucestershire with bats?
Yep, she has had opportunities to bat through the game. She scored 28 runs so far in the competition, strike rate of 140, and again that's going to be really helpful for Gloucestershire here to continue her batting with Izzy Patel.
As she negotiates with the umpire to find her off stump, she has found it. Taking strike against Megan McCall. An over of all overs from Megan McCall. It's been eventful as she comes in to Alice Bird. And it's hit straight to the fielder in the ring, but she's going for the single, and it will be a run out. Alice Bird running down the track, sent back by Izzy Patel. She couldn't get back. It's Megan McCall that whips off the bails. Gloucestershire 8 down, and Izzy Patel being left stranded on 50 not outs.
Oh goodness, it was the right idea, wasn't it, from Alice Bird? She's coming in as the new batter. She wants to get off strike, but she's hit it straight to the fielder. She's seen it's low and perfect, and Izzy Patel has gone, absolutely not am I running to her arm. She doesn't, but however, Alice Bird is miles out of the crease, no chance of getting back by the time Meg Sturge takes those stumps there. Goodness me.
It's been an eventful over. I don't know about Lydia, but my heart rate is going here in the commentary box.
What a fantastic final we've got here for you this afternoon. It can go either way, and that's the perks of T20 cricket. You really never can tell. But it's Charlie Phillips coming in then for Gloucestershire now to see what she can do for her team in the final stages here. Again, is she going to look for that single? And if she does so, hopefully that she won't get run out for Gloucestershire.
Izzy Patel has been robbed the strike here for Gloucestershire. She's 50 not out at the non-striker's end. It's the new batter Charlie Phillips on strike. Coming down the track. They will come through for the single, getting Izzy Patel back on strike. 36 to win off 25 balls is the equation here. Glamorgan need just 2 wickets. Pressure is on Patel.
Exactly what Gloucestershire wanted, the single to get Izzy Patel back on strike. Now either that she can get a boundary or get a 1 to get back down the other end next over.
Coming down the track, she swept it. It will be cut off by Daisy Mulan as they come through for a single. Gloucestershire 120 for 8. There's 4 overs to go in the League 2 Vitality Blast final. Gloucestershire need 35 to win from 24 balls. Glamorgan need 2 wickets.
Fantastic stuff from Izzy Patel. She's really changed this game from what it was. It was looking very one-sided as Glamorgan were going through, and then just a few errors from Glamorgan as Izzy Patel has really taken charge here, fighting her way for her team to get to victory. It's whether or not another batter can stay with her. A few more wickets for Glamorgan is looking a very different story here today at Sapphire Gardens.
It's a change of ends for Katie Cobb, the tall left-hander in the 4th over of her spell, I believe, has spent the other 3 at the Cathedral Road end. It's Izzy Patel on strike for Gloucestershire. And she works it into the point region for a dot ball, probably a much relieving dot ball from a Glamorgan perspective.
Meg Sturgis signalling hands down, saying calm, cool heads now, Glamorgan. Keep going, do the basics well.
Patel charging down the track to Cobb. They come through for the single. Can they get the second? They don't go for it. Charlie Phillips on strike now. 1 not out for her. She's taken 6 wickets across the eliminator and final today. Can she do the job with bat in hand?
Yeah, I don't think she set off quite quick enough, did she, to be able to get down the other end again. She just have the strike now.
Katie Cobb, left armour into the right-handed Charlie Phillips. Working it, and she's bowled her! She's clean bowled her! Charlie Phillips has to go. Just 1 wicket to win here for Glamorgan. Gloucestershire needing 34 from 21. Izzy Patel is 52 not out, but they're in all sorts of trouble.
There's a huge wicket, isn't it, there for Glamorgan as they go through. Katie Cobb very happy with that. Like we said, not as economical as she usually is, but picking up that wicket at a crucial time is absolutely huge, and it does bring to the crease skipper Liv Daniels. See what she can do for her Gloucestershire team today.
Katie Cobb, 1 wicket to win here for Glamorgan. Liv Downs was like, she swept it, and it's really well cut off by the fielder. She will run through for a single, bringing Izzy Patel on strike.
Yes, fantastic from Nicole Reid there. On the 45, you're going to be trying to limit everything you can, restrict whatever you can, and Glamorgan really feeling it now as they change their field to cater for Izzy Patel, who's very in at the moment.
Cobb into Patel. Coming down the track. Can't get a hold of it. It will be a dot ball, another crucial dot ball. What a spell this is from Katie Cobb in the closing stages of this game. 2 runs and a wicket from the over. Coming down the track, Patel, it's upwards, and it's taken. Glamorgan have done it at home at Sapphire Gardens. They are your Tier 2 Vitality Blast champions. The sub-fielders run onto the pitch in jubilation. Izzy Patel can't get Gloucestershire over the line, and Glamorgan have made history here at Sapphire Gardens.
Fantastic for the girls. You can see what it means when they're absolutely smiling. Meg Sturgis said she's been electric all game. She's jumping up and down, waving her gloves in that way. Absolutely fantastic. And again, you can see what it means to Gloucestershire girls. Look really disappointed in that way, but the girls absolutely thrilled. Glamorgan with a home victory.
It was a phenomenal performance for Glamorgan. Pressure has been on them all season. They're getting ready for their promotion, their predetermined promotion to Tier 1. There's an expectation to win. Yorkshire fell short when they were in the same situation last year against Middlesex. Glamorgan have not. They have done it. Rachel Priest's side are your Vitality Blast League 2 champions.
Goodness, I've got goosebumps. What a game there, and Izzy Patel really playing a crucial innings for Gloucestershire, making it as close as she could, but Glamorgan really being dominant in the way that they applied themselves, both with the bat and with the ball. It's a similar story as to what we've seen throughout their campaign, and really dominated again then today.
Whilst there's elation for Glamorgan, there's devastation for Gloucestershire, but what a season for Fran Wilson's side. They finished bottom of their group in the Blast last season, just one win for them. They've made it to the final in 2026, a team made out of a lot of their own academy products. Izzy Patel, one of those, 51 for her, and she's got to hold her head up high.
Massively. She changed the game in what she was able to do, and it really did change what we thought was happening. It looked very obvious Glamorgan were going to win, and then Izzy really threw that into question as she was coming through and applying herself. And I think just generally that the future is really bright for women and girls cricket in the UK. It's absolutely fantastic to see such a close competition at this stage, and ultimately Glamorgan coming out on top, winning by 32 runs, as you can see there on your screen.
As the players shake hands, Rachel Priest looks delighted. She said earlier today how much work they've put in behind the scenes this season to obtain the standard required for Tier 2, and her side have done it. They're champions.
They are indeed, and a real team performance then across the board, as they were also going in that way, the expectation for what they needed to do, to say what they wanted to achieve, and they've come out on top. They can be very happy with themselves in what they've done here.
What a performance. We should first of all look back to Glamorgan's batting innings, putting on 154 for 6 from their 20, despite early wickets of Daisy Jeans and Lauren Parfitt. Megan Sturge with 36 from 32, and most crucially Bethan Gammon with a match-saving knock of 69 from 47. A massive moment for her. There were wickets, 3 for Charlie Phillips, 6 in the day for her, a remarkable performance, and 1 each for Liv Daniels and Alice Bird.
Yeah, absolutely huge innings there from Bethan Gammon. 7 fours as she sort of escalated through her innings and went through the motions. She was absolutely fantastic there, piercing the field and doing what she can, doing what she does best, running between the wickets, putting the pressure back on the other side.
In the chase, Gloucestershire struggled to get going, and it's that first ball wicket, Emily Mundy, Gemma Porter setting the tone for the game. Georgina Stark coming into the fold, didn't play in that eliminator, managed 34, but apart from that, it was a collapse. Izzy Patel, of course, with that 52 from 32 balls. Massive kudos for her for coming in such a high pressure situation and nearly driving Gloucestershire to a win. She put Glamorgan under real pressure.
Yeah, definitely. It could have been the game changer, couldn't it? And you just thought she might have been able to go all the way if someone had stayed with her. I think that run out with Alice Bird there was really crucial, actually, at the end of the innings there, and set the tone for Glamorgan, knowing they could just smash through a few more wickets and get right out the other side, which they have done there.
A wicket for all of Glamorgan's bowlers in this final. A special stat to be able to stay. It was 2 for 9 from Gemma Porter, who only had to bowl 2 of her overs in the end. It was also 2 for 23 for Katie Cobb, 2 for 27 for Nicole Reid, 1 for 21 from Eve Jackson, the young 19-year-old local born in Abergavenny, 1 for 28 from Sarah Phillips, and 1 for 14 from Scotland international Megan McCall in that rather eventful over.
So eventful over was the word for it, wasn't it? But yeah, the sharing out of the wickets in that way shows truly what a team performance it was for Glamorgan today. And absolutely huge congratulations. You can see on the screens there, congratulations Glamorgan. A home victory, an absolute elation for the girls here today.
It was genuinely quite remarkable, and to do it at the home of Welsh cricket, ahead of going up to Tier 1, it sets a real precedent, and I just know Lauren Parfitt will be very proud of her side for that fielding performance.
Definitely. The way they applied themselves, not sort of letting anything go, and in terms of Izzy Patel, sort of keeping their heads, restricting her when they could, and sort of starved her of the strike foot for quite a while there. I think that's what turned the tables and put the pressure back on to Gloucestershire.
We can see the trophy on the stand, waiting in anticipation for Lauren Parfitt to loft it high into the sky.
Yeah, it is. It has been glistening in the sun all day, and it's beautiful still to see there on the Vitality Blast pink stadium. The girls will shortly, I'm sure, be gathering round that, ready to lift it, as you say, proudly above their heads. A truly phenomenal campaign, as they would pride themselves, only losing that one game to Kent. And other than that, being quite undefeatable in the way that they've gone about it.
The two groups of players gathered in the dugout. It must be a bit of jubilation, also a bit of a strange feeling. There would have been a lot of build-up for Glamorgan, and it all happened very quickly at the end. It unravelled rather rapidly for Gloucestershire.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it did sort of see, though, Izzy Patel sort of putting the pressure back on them, and then they were able to really bring it back. Glamorgan sort of never questioning what they were able to do, applying themselves, and imagine that Gemma Porter would have come back on for her final overs at the end of that game and really wrap it up, as she has done in so many other fixtures. But today, everyone contributing, giving their bit, and ensuring a Glamorgan victory in that way.
What a show for the future of women's cricket. So many young players in these Glamorgan and Gloucestershire sides. Having another look at the scorecard for the final. Bethan Gammon, of course, the star of the show, with 69 runs in that opening innings. Megan Sturge, of course, as well, with 36. There were 3 wickets for Charlie Phillips once again, and 1 each for Alice Bird and Liv Daniels. For Gloucestershire, Izzy Patel couldn't get them over the line, falling short on 52 after a monumental knock from Georgina Start with 34. There were 2 wickets for Gemma Porter, Katie Cobb and Nicole Reed.
Yeah, a truly fantastic day of cricket that we've seen here today at Sapphire Gardens, with that first one earlier on, and then with that nail-biting finish there.
And on that note, it's been a beautiful day at Sapphire Gardens. I've been Rosa Simpkin, alongside me, Lydia Clemens. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And I'll do that and then I'll get out your way. Yeah. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic game of cricket that was. Am game a hanner yma yn Prifddinas Caerdydd. Today's player of the match, Bethan Gammon, joins me now. Alan Winkins, the president of Glamorgan, will now do the presentation. Fantastic stuff. Alan, thank you. Alan will be back for the medal ceremony shortly. Bethan, well, not the best start of the power play, but my word, you got us through that and really put a good score on the board for us.
Oh, look, we've got such a fantastic squad this season. You've got the whole licence to go out and play your game, knowing how deep we bat. So, look, everyone backs each other in this team, and just to get to the score, we were really happy with today.
It's been a fantastic season, but tell us about the group. You seem really tight and you really, really do perform for each other.
Oh, the group's amazing. We say we're just like a family. You know, I think we're in a real privileged position that we get to represent not only Glamorgan, but we represent Wales. And, you know, hopefully we've put on a good show today and hopefully inspired a few youngsters in the crowd today as well.
You've definitely done that, that's for sure. It was a good score posted. Talks about your innings. What were you going through your head in there?
To be honest, as soon as I went in, and knowing that I had Sturgey down the other end, run hard and hit gaps. We always know we get really good pitches here, so we were hoping to get as high as possible. We saw the first game, Gloss, fair play to them, put a really good score on the board, so we knew we had to do something similar to compete in the final.
And they made a game of it as well. Credit to them for the way they really fought back in that second innings.
Oh, absolutely. Izzy batted unbelievably well, struck the ball incredibly hard, and some of the catches they took in the innings. And it was a really good competition. And, you know, we've had a few good battles with Gloucester over the years. We obviously cross over with the academy players as well. So it's a really nice atmosphere out there. And, you know, luckily we ended up on the right side of it today.
I'm sure you'll celebrate this evening, but as a squad, there's lots to come from this squad, that's for sure. The future is definitely bright for Glamorgan.
Oh, it's incredibly bright. We've obviously got a bit of experience in the squad, which I probably come under now, but we've also got a lot of youngsters coming through. The likes of Poppy and Flo, the likes of Eve Jackson. I think we forget how young they are because how mature and how skillful they are on the pitch. So look, it's a really exciting time in Wales and at Glamorgan.
Well, congratulations. You absolutely smashed it. We'll get the medal and the trophies to you shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise, please, for our player of the match today, Bethan Gammon. have your... Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree that was a fantastic game of cricket, a superb advert for the game, so give that a massive round of applause. And our runners-up today, they played 2 games as well in the sweltering heat. Liv, it wasn't meant to be, but you must be so proud of your team.
Yeah, look, I think, like I said earlier today, if you would have told us we'd been in this position a few weeks ago, we would have been so excited about the opportunity. And I think Izzy Patel put on a brilliant effort at the end. I think she went in with 110 needed, and she's done so well. So shout out to Izzy Patel. But I think it's a brilliant advert for women's cricket the whole of today. I think how close the group's been and then how close we've managed to get Glam, seeing as they're going up next year. So it's tricky for some of us as well. We play academy cricket with them, so obviously I'm a little bit happy for Gamo and everyone as well. But a really lovely day.
And in terms of the future, you've really grown as the season's gone in the T20. You must be really excited for the future.
Yeah, massively so. I think we're 2 teams on a very, very different journey. And I think the amount that we've grown this year has been fabulous. And we're just looking to 2029 to play our Gloss way.
Yeah, listen, you were fantastic today, not only in the final, but in the semi-final as well. You're going to get your runners-up medals now, so if the whole squad do want to come over, we'll start that procedures. But ladies and gentlemen, our runners-up, Gloucestershire.
Let's start living dangerously. Talk to me, baby. I'm rolling up the stairs since we played it all. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Ay, 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 ay. Keep on hoping with the cake by the ocean. Walk for me, baby. I'll be giving you be my only one. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Ay, ay, ay.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, show your appreciation to our runners-up, Gloucestershire. And we're now joined by Lauren Parfitt, the winning captain. Lauren, congratulations. How proud are you of your team?
Oh, incredibly proud. Girls, you're absolutely amazing. The cricket we played to get here has been brilliant. And I can't thank the group enough.
Today, you know, obviously some characters stood out. Beth Gammon's innings, what a superb innings that was, and a vital time in the game as well.
Oh, look, she's good. She's going in a position that is difficult and backing her skill set. She was brilliant today. We couldn't have asked any more of her.
And the bowlers showing character at the end, because they did mount a comeback, Gloucestershire, but they really kind of put them in the place in the end.
Yeah, Gloss played really well today, put us under a lot of pressure with the ball, but I'm really proud of the group on the whole to show some, you know, determination, desire, belief to win and get us over the line.
And talk to us a bit, please, about the future and next season. How good is this group and how far can they go?
This group is incredibly talented. There's so many people pushing for places, and next year is going to be exciting.
Fantastic stuff. Your captain, ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Parfitt. Give her a massive round of applause. Don't go far, Lauren. Rest of the squad, it's now your time. Come on over and get your medals, please. So as they come to collect the medals, make some noise. Cheer every single one of them. Here come the victorious team today, Glamorgan. ladies and gentlemen. We'll strike a photo now with the trophy, and then Lauren will take it over to her team, where we'll celebrate Glamorgan's victory today. So some photos for the press quickly. Dyma ni felly y foment fawr. Here we come, the victorious moment. Your T20 winners today, Glamorgan! Llongyfarchiadau mawr I chi. Congratulations to Glamorgan! Diolch yn fawr iawn I chi gyd am eich cefnogaeth heddiw. Thank you so much for your support today. Let's hear it one more time for both teams, please. Our runners-up, Gloucestershire. And our winners. Make some noise for Glamorgan! It doesn't matter. Just,